si Ninya. Ay, wala. Alas 5 na pala. Oh my gosh. Wala
Ay, shit. Walang break.
Sobrang nakakakamad ko eh.
Shell? Ba, ARV lang yung problema nun so far.
Hello, hello. Let's just go live on this as well. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, Debbie Martin. Hey, Angel M. Camera, come on. There we go. That was an interesting trick. I didn't think that would work. That actually got me in focus. Man, I've had a lethargic day today. Just heavy and slow and tired today. I started leg day at the gym, and I started doing my squats, and I just got so nauseous. I had to stop early. I didn't do the full workout, so I'm gonna have to go back there at the end of this. But that's okay. That's okay, guys. Honestly, you know what I normally do? What I normally do is I just force myself to finish the workout anyways, and then that makes me extremely nauseous, and I'm dreading it the next time. And this time I'm like, you know what? Perhaps not dreading it is more valuable than the leg damage that I will receive. Because ultimately, I could just go back and do it the next day, right? Or not the next day, right after my live stream. But I was thinking about that kind of as it relates to cold calling. If I'm really tired and I don't want to cold call, don't cold call. You know, don't force yourself, because here's what happens when you force yourself to do things. I have been forcing myself to do things my entire life. What happens is you feel an immense guilt when you don't do it, and it becomes really something that you procrastinate because it was so hard the previous time that you don't want to come back and do it again. So it's like the old saying, slow and steady wins the race. And I guess the real meaning behind that is it's not that you're not going to go farther if you do more. You will go further if you do more. The thing is, you're not going to want to show up as much as you did the next day, right? You ever wake up tired? Why do you wake up with energy on the weekend, but you wake up tired during the week? Why do you wake up with energy on the weekend, but you wake up tired during the week, when you might even get less sleep on the weekend because you stayed out late the night before? Why? Well, it's because you're looking forward to doing what you do on the weekend, and you're not looking forward to going to work during the week. So if you're cold calling and you turn it into a job for yourself to the point where you hate that shit so much that you just don't want to get up and do it again, ultimately somebody who's not working as hard is going to outwork you and is going to outperform you. So I think in this business, a lot of you have jobs, and a lot of this is force yourself, force yourself, force yourself, especially with the culture that we see online right now. And if you could just be kind to yourself, and I'm ultimately just speaking from things that I should be doing to myself that I'm not doing to myself. I'm telling you what I should be doing to myself, what I'm not doing to myself. But if you can just be kind to yourself, and when you're tired, call it a day. Don't do an hour per day. That's so much better than doing 8 hours 3 days in a row, and then your fourth day you do nothing. You know? So make it attainable. Let's make this an attainable journey, because what's on the other end of this journey, what's on the other end of wholesaling real estate, is too valuable for you to burn out. TBD says, notice he's been avoiding my comments. No, I've just been sort of going on a monologue here. But what's the comment? Happy to help here. Happy to help. Happy to help. Let me go live on Instagram. Okay, so we're gonna do Q and A day. Okay. Bring me up, scammer. Okay. So you don't have enough followers for me to add you to the live stream. You have to have 1,000 followers to add me to the live stream. But I think just to get ahead of this, to get in front of this all, do you want a HUD statement or like a closing statement really quickly? Like most recent closing? Our most recent closing was today for $9,000, but it could be a fabricated wire transfer. So I guess I could show another really good one. You just let me know what you want to see, but I like this one. So I like this one. So this is from the 20th of April, 2026. So not very long ago, but check this out. This is my fix and flip. I'm willing to pay for another one of these. But oh, that's not it. That's a wholesale deal. I'm sorry. That's a wholesale deal. That's not my fix and flip. That's only a 5K wholesale deal. I had another one on Tacoma Street. We closed 2 Tacoma Streets. That's not that. That's also not that. This is just a fix and flip. It's just a fix and flip. I pay finder's fees if you can find me what this yielded. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Check this out. Check this out. So I flipped a house, and the house I flipped was 13605 Tacoma Street in Detroit, Michigan, and I was sent $44,000 for that flip. And the thing that I liked about that is the deal was found for me by a guy in Nairobi, Kenya. But if it comes to addresses or bank statements or whatever it is my personal goal for myself to no longer be offended by the statements, although that is very hard for me to do and ultimately is why I'm engaging with this comment right now. But just to provide transparency about the business. So I'll make my initial statements, my positions, and if you have any questions about it, you let me know. So my only position for you is about 11,000 houses sell per day in the United States, right? 11,000 houses sell per day. Now, the majority of those sales are people who don't want to buy a house again for maybe 10 years, right? Maybe they just want to live in the house, right? So they're not ready to buy again. But maybe a 30% of those sales, 30% of the 11,000 per day, are investors like myself who they buy houses for a living, either to rent out these properties or to flip these properties. Now, you heard me on a phone call with one of these investors the other day, and he said, quote unquote, it will sometimes take us 2 months to find our deal. And I'm thinking to myself, I could find this shit in an hour for you, man. That's what I do. I just find people deals on Zillow. So I found him a deal and I set up a walkthrough for him, and I submitted an offer on his behalf. But real estate investors, they don't really know how to find their own deals, which is kind of insane because they know how to do the hard part, but not the easy part. So why don't you know how to find your own deals? It's kind of like how you pay somebody to pick up your DoorDash. You could go get your DoorDash, right? But you make enough money to the point where you don't really care. You're just willing to pay somebody else to go bring it to you, right? So real estate investors, they're kind of the same mindset. And when I was 20 years old, I discovered on YouTube, just like you discovered on YouTube or TikTok, that real estate investors would give you checks between $5,000 and $15,000, like these. These are all checks from real estate investors, and they give you these checks to find them deals that they end up purchasing, and you don't have to be a realtor to do it. And I discovered that instead of pulling lists on PropStream or lists on Batch Leads or calling until your fingers are numb, you could call realtors who have houses for sale on Zillow, and maybe you won't make as much as the people who pull lists and they skip trace and they text blast. Maybe you won't make that much, but it could be only like a 2-hour per day thing for you for $20,000 per month. And that's what I think. I think you could find 2 to 3 deals per month for those real estate investors, and you could turn that into a $20,000 per month business. Now, this is kind of your side hustle. That's the start of the game. The end goal is to eventually buy your own deals and do what the real estate investors are doing so that you don't have to call as much. But it's not so much that you will make 100K per month and you will make 200K per month. And here's the thing. I will admit that as a new content creator, when I was starting, I exaggerated these claims. I would take n of 1 examples, which is a logical fallacy. I would use a logical fallacy. I would use a sample size of 1, and I would make their story represent the results for everybody. But that is not the case. In reality, the case is about 1 to 2% of the community shows up to the live streams, and for that reason, about 1 to 2% of the community that will do deals end up doing deals. Now, the people who do deals, they may make only between maybe $5,000 to $30,000 per month. I'm talking about like Yusuf, people like that. They make $5,000 to $30,000 per month, and they don't have to spend a crazy amount of time doing so. Maybe they only have to spend like 1 to 2 hours per day calling. So I used to exaggerate it and say you can make 100,000 a month, and you know what? You can make 100K per month wholesaling, but come on, it's not realistic. It's not realistic. It's so hard, guys. My best months ever have been like 150,000 from wholesaling, and that's with a massive, massive, massive operation. You, as an individual with your phone, you could make easily 5,000 a month, and then maybe you could make up to like 25, 30, and then you might get lucky like Jesimar, and you might have a $70,000 month, right? So that could happen to you, but more realistically, you get 5K here, you'll get 10K here, you'll get 15K there, maybe a deal for 3K, just like the deals that I do, and that might yield low end 5,000, high end $30,000 per month. But it's what you can do with that money that really starts to move the meter here. What you can do is this. You can prop up your phone and show other people that you're doing it, and you can start gathering affiliate revenue like that. I make about $30,000 a month off of affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is simply me showing companies like PropStream to the people who want to learn how to do this. You sign up for PropStream and they give me a kickback. And then beyond that, as you're acquiring these wholesale deals for real estate investors, you're going to learn what's a good deal and what's a bad deal because you'll get these things under contract, right? And you'll have to cancel the contracts. You'll cancel the contracts, right? And that should teach you, oh, I shouldn't have bought that property. This is your crash course. That's your education. By canceling a contract, you should make a mental note of saying, for whatever reason, that wasn't a good deal. Why wasn't that a good deal? Right. And then when you do have something sell, not only do you collect a check off of it, on average about $7,000, $8,000 in our community, but you also learned that was a good one. That was a good one. So this is an intro to real estate, and the intro to real estate is find the deals for the real estate investors, potentially collect a check off of those deals because it doesn't cost you anything to get houses under contract. And then when you've saved up $10,000 to $15,000, use the lender that we give you to flip a house per the education that we provide for you, and I'll be here every single day to hold your hand through the process. Right? That's what I did, and I think that through a combination of wholesaling houses and flipping houses, within 1 to 2 years of starting, you can be making $500,000 a year. Your bulk should come from flipping, and then maybe $100,000 comes from wholesaling per year. But you'll be able to scale your flipping operation and find more properties, and wholesalers start sending you deals. And if you want to turn your $500,000 a year into even more money, you can scale your flipping operation. You can start teaching other people how to do the same. Or you can realize, wait a second, I actually don't have to make this a 7-figure business. I can just live very, very, very comfortably off of $500,000 per year and have my time back and not have to show up to work each day. Yeah, you can get a Lamborghini off of $500,000 a year, guys. You get yourself a little $180,000 Lamborghini Huracan. You're big balling. Anyways, that's my promise. That's what I think you can do here. And today, I'm gonna take questions because yesterday I yapped and I called a lot, and today I'm gonna take questions because I've already got my deal for the week. Y'all watched me do a $7,000 deal right in front of you. If you have questions about how I did that, I'm very happy to answer those. But without further ado, I'm going to bring up the people we had scheduled to bring up. And I know we said it was a question day, but these guys might ask me to make a call. So if the question is, Richard, can you make a call? I'll say yes to that. But am I going to make my own calls? No. Okay. So we have a nurse, RN, RN, RE, RN. The oh, he's not on right now. Okay, if he's not on, that's oh, maybe he is on. I didn't get the chance yesterday. Of course. And we're also supposed to talk to a blessed 25. Is there a blessed 25? I see there in the chat right here. The RERN. How may I help you today?
Hey, what's up, Rich? The deal that I had sent yesterday, I'm getting ghosted by the realtor, so I might have to put a pin in that until she gets back to me. I did get two other realtors interested today. One of them is a 3-2 single family, listed for 115. They're both in Detroit. Listed for 115. I got them interested at 67.
Whoa! Hold up! You got a house for 115, and they're interested in 67,000?
Correct,
dude. That's the value that we provide. That's so fire. Good job, man.
So the thing that he disclosed to me today, that he doesn't have on the listing, is that it looks like it's recently renovated, turnkey, and but he doesn't have the water heater and furnace, is what he told me.
That's okay. You have a massive discount, and honestly, I might buy that. I honestly would probably buy something like that. Can I look at your deal? 'Cause, guys, I am said buyer in Detroit. I'm looking to scale my flipping operation. I'm running 3 per month right now. I feel like I have the capacity to do 6 per month. So, guys, if you want to, I'm flipping single family in Detroit now. I am under contract for a single family to flip in Detroit, so I will do it. I'll do it, and so will my business partner, Chris. Anyways, let's go ahead and check this deal out.
Yeah, I'm sending it right now. The other one that's currently in there, that was from yesterday, but I'm sending the single family one right now.
Perfect.
Okay, yeah, I just sent it.
YouTube, are we good still? We're good still. We're good. Okay. So let's check this deal out. So guys, when I'm lazy, when I'm tired, when I don't want to do a lot of work, what do? I flip a house. And I know that sounds crazy because you have the perception that flipping houses is like this super hands-on process. Um, it's not if you do it in cheap price points. If you do it in price points of like buying at 50K to sell for 150K, the 150K after repair value is so cheap that your design is not that important. It's more so just make it good enough, right? So I flip houses virtually in a state that I've never been to. I live in Oregon. I flip in Michigan, and I think y'all could do the exact same thing. Now, this, oh my god. Dude, this is how did you do this? It's listed for 115. It looks like it's fully renovated, brick siding, new roof, and it's an attractive property. Looks like it's in a good neighborhood, and they're interested at 67. I might pay you a $3,000 fee for this, man, because I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I just hit him. I just hit him with the numbers. I was like, look, for what I could rent it out, it's showing on Zillow. It could potentially pull in 14. I was like, look, I just have to be at those numbers for it to make sense.
Yeah, gosh, yeah. So let me just check it out on Zillow. Do I want to take this on, or do I want to? I'm sorry, what? Good job on your LLC formation, dude. Oh, somebody's mic was going crazy. That probably wasn't you. You probably weren't asking that, right? Yeah.
No, yeah, that wasn't me. I just sent you his last message that he sent to me today. He just had some questions about. He was asking about the 67 offer.
Yeah, gosh. So guys, people ask me, "Hey, Richard, will you sign a cash contract?" Yeah. If it's this, I'll sign a cash contract for you. I have no doubt that this is a deal. That's just crazy, and it just needs an HVAC and water heater. Oh my god, perfect. What I am interested in is if I could flip this thing myself. Let me just check, because you are a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1146 square feet, and you are a kind of a brick single family type thing. So let's see what else those are selling for. So I'm going to price these high to low. No way. This one sold for 172. So what's wrong with it? What does it need?
Just the water heater and the furnace.
I can't imagine why this thing wouldn't have sold. So just the water heater and furnace. Maybe the floors would need a refinish, but gosh, it's fine. Why? What's the catch? There's gotta be a reason that it hasn't sold. I mean, I wouldn't imagine that maybe the exterior needs a little bit of work. There something in the back, like some sort of shed in the back?
There's like it looks like a car garage, but it doesn't look to
Interesting.
be in bad condition.
Well, yeah, this is definitely a deal. Let's answer their questions. I mean, I'm a little nervous to flip it myself because I just can't figure out why. I feel like something else is going on that I don't know about, but my buyers would have no problem picking this thing up. Um, what are the questions that they have for us?
I just sent you the message for it. Looks like he was just asking if it was going to be, if the cash offer was going to be from a hard money lender, proof of funds, and then when could we close and do inspection?
I got you. I got you. Let me get you some proof of funds. Let me answer your question about the hard money lender. No, we're going to use a DSCR loan, a rental investment loan. So here is your most recent proof of funds. This is cash from my this is cash from my lender. I can likely close in 20 days or sooner if title is ready. Do you have proof of funds? When would you close? Inspection. I just need perhaps 5 days to get to schedule my contractor to walk the property. We are running 3 flips in Detroit right now. 115 820 Merland, 2 11461 Sanford, and 3 16176 Tracy. In closing, I'd like to do 10 to 15K work in this and put it back on the market. So you can send that to him and then he'll have no problem working with you on that. So we've got proof of funds. We've got 3 that I'm doing right now. Inspection, probably 5 business days. Will be fine. I'm happy to sign for you if you want on this one. When can you close? 20 days. And then, yeah, let me know if he has anything else that he needs on that. Ideally you sign and then let me know when you've signed and I can probably make a couple calls and sell this thing.
Perfect, sweet. I do got one more that I did get interest on, and this one's a 4-2 duplex. This one it's half rented out, so only one of the 2 units is rented out. Projected once if it's fully rented out to bring in 2025, listed at 135, and they're interested at 115.
Okay, you gonna send it to me?
Yeah.
Guys, one of my most common questions I get about wholesaling real estate is, Richard, do you buy deals and then insert this very niche location? I'm thinking that the only reason y'all ask is because you live there. But you don't need to do deals where you live, and even if you did do deals where you live, it would probably just slow you down because you'd be tempted to go look at the deals when you can just do this all over the phone. So if your question is, Richard, do you buy deals here and that's your bottleneck for starting? I just want to let you know that I've got buyers in every major city that you can wholesale in. And if it's a creative finance deal, I mean, buyers are nationwide for that. But so creative finance buyers will buy even if they live out of country. We sell to a community that's in the Netherlands of real estate investors, and they love eating up our creative and cash deals. hey, we just got something posted in the chat that says, I don't even know what this is yet. This guy looks like he posted a HUD statement. He says, you realize this isn't a scam, that everything depends on your own hard work when you see checks like these. Nice. $15,000 closing. That's awesome. This was on the 28th. That must have been John. Was that what deal was that, John? John just posted a $15,000 HUD statement in the chat. That's really cool. Wow. Well, great work on that. No words, man. Maybe we can have him come up and he can tell us a little bit about his deal. So I'd love to hear about John's deal. Let's just take so the RERN, you sent me something in Detroit. I'll take a look at that really quickly. And then hopefully we can talk to John about his closing, because that's great. That's recent. It's 15K. That's really cool. So oh, you probably don't want me to share my screen on this, do you?
No problem. It's already closed.
Oh. I was talking to the RERN. He just sent me a deal. Sorry, one sec. We'll speak in just a moment here. Okay, I'm looking at a deal in Detroit. It's a duplex. It looks to be, oh, it's just the exterior that needs work. Right? Is that what I'm looking at? RERN? What's your name? What do I call you?
Michael.
Michael, is this
Yeah, it's that the one on the interior is white and gray.
is it just needing the exterior work?
Yeah, from the most part is what it looks like.
Okay. I'm interested in this. This looks really good to me. I am curious about whether or not these houses here are still abandoned, because I see a couple abandoned houses, but this is an old photo. It's from 2022. So maybe the area got fixed up a little bit here. I'm looking at the house. I think it probably has an ARV for my buyers of about 140, 145, but it probably could be renovated for maybe only like 20 or 25,000. So it just doesn't really look like it needs a ton of work. Maybe it needs a water tank. The furnace looks newer, and then maybe it needs roof and siding. I'm looking at these photos. The roof doesn't look that bad. What do you know about this thing?
Just looks like it was recently renovated again. Just one of the two units is rented out. So when it's projected for the other unit, it's projected to bring in just a little bit over 2,000 a month. Running the cash on 0.80 is like a 25.4 cash on cash, and then if you do the 0.85, it's 29.4. But I guess it kind of falls in the middle.
29.4. Okay. I'm thinking this thing is going to need a little rehab, though. I see that it has been renovated. It just doesn't look like they finished the job. There's just a couple things in here to me that look like it could use a little bit of fixing. The bathroom, the roof, and the siding. And here's what I'm looking at here, because I will say, guys, half of our turnkey cash deals, they will have an interested buyer, then the buyer will inspect, and they're lying about the condition. So I know that this looks okay, but we can talk about it a little bit. The sink is peeling off of the wall, and that's just not something that a buyer is going to want, especially because water can get back there and it can cause a ton of issues. And then if you look at the shower insert, the shower insert doesn't have any caulking on it, and it looks like water already has gotten behind there, and that can also cause a ton of issues. So for me, it's still a very light rehab. I would replace the shower insert. Maybe we could keep the tub, but replace that little plastic there. I would glue the sink back onto the wall, and then I would go out and I might pressure wash or replace the siding. But when we have a buyer who wants to buy a quote unquote turnkey house, they need it to be turnkey. And if it's not, they just back out of the deal. Now, I think this thing is really close to turnkey. The roof doesn't look like it needs to be replaced. Roof looks good. Siding doesn't look that bad either. Maybe we just need a little bit of paint out there, but I worry about the inspection of this and how that would go. What do you think you could get this thing for?
Gotcha. Yeah, that was the only thing that question hit him with 115, and he said that his seller would potentially take it, but the agent wanted someone to go out there and do an inspection first.
Yeah, they're telling us that, hey, there's some stuff here we just don't really we just don't really want to tell you what it is. So how about you go look first?
Right.
Gosh, this would be great as a creative finance deal. Do they have a mortgage that's close to that amount?
I didn't check on the mortgage side.
I can take a quick peek at that and find out. But guys, when you have a creative finance deal, people don't care. If it needs a little work, fine. It needs a little bit of work, people don't really care. So this is so this would be a really awesome creative deal. I worry about the condition a little bit. Looking at stuff like this door here. Check this out. This is the front door. Isn't that it's not terrible, right? But it's just that would not pass the inspection. They would say, "Hey, there's a number of things wrong here. We need you to fix these things before we lend on this deal." So what I would do is I'd gather these things and I'd say, "Yeah, honestly, looking at a couple of these photos, I think my lender more than likely would ask you guys to fix these things prior to closing. We can get this thing inspected first, but I think I know exactly what we're going to find. Maybe you've had another buyer see that in the past. I'd love to just do a deal directly with the seller and see if he's willing to be our lender on this. Maybe we could offer him 145,000. Maybe we could give him $15,000 down, and then perhaps monthly payments of maybe $700 per month on something like this. Or you could make an offer as if it were a medium fix and flip, maybe needing $15,000 of work. So 15K in here would fix all of the issues, and it would be perfect again. And I think that could happen if you got this thing closer to like 80,000.
Gotcha. Perfect. Appreciate it, Rich.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Okay. We were gonna talk to Bless25 today. They were scheduled. Hey, Bless25, how you doing? And then John, so sorry. Well, we'll talk to him first. We said we'd talk to him first. John posted a $15,000 deal in the chat. John, what was that? What'd you post?
Yeah, that just the proof. If you put hard work, that's the pathway ended up with. I actually closed the feedback, I think in February, like 23K. I don't know if you remember me. I'm the Turkish guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say you closed it.
I focused in a few months earlier, like in the off-market deals, cash, and I ended up looking at for pre-foreclosure listings on auctions.com. I pulled a few lists and sent a text blast to them, put in a lead system in the process, and just cold calling the people, which they're already going to lose the house, and I offer them like 60%, 70% what their house is worth.
Wow.
And ended up getting a few investors in the area and sold it for like 15, 20K.
And you're doing this from Turkey?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm in Austria right now. I'm in internship.
Wow. That's kind of so you did this a little differently. You pulled a pre-foreclosure list and then you text blasted that list and you were able to find somebody who was willing to accept an offer at 70% of market value since they were already going to lose their house.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys, if you want to know exactly how to do that, I would do that on PropStream. So you can pull lists on PropStream, and you can reach out to these individuals. I do think that the text blast is a good idea, largely because these are mostly wrong phone numbers. So when you skip trace, probably more than half of the phone numbers are not the right phone number. So it's important to reach out to a ton of individuals who've got these properties at once. But I would go on PropStream and I might look up an area like you could even do this in Ohio, given that this is off market. But that's a great strategy.
And like I actually we were, if you remember, like we were in a talk about the Kansas multifamily. I closed that one also. Like I get like 150K push down onto the listing price, like 150K discount on the cash price.
Gosh, that's insane, dude. So guys, here's what I would do. You can go onto PropStream and you can filter for pre-foreclosure here. And you can click off market on MLS details. And I would probably, you could I might put in a price filter, understanding that most of these deals are below a certain price point. So maybe I would put in a price filter of value and equity, estimated value max, maybe $150,000 and below. And these are actually all individuals who are going to lose their house. So these can be reached out to. You can download all of them at once. You can click all of these and you can add them to a list. And then you could text blast that list. When I did this, guys, the issue that I ran into was you're spending money before you get a deal. And that's the only trade-off. You have to spend a little bit of money.
I built enough capital to put money into the business. Like I use your strategy, like the subject to and mortgage takeover and the seller finance part. After that, when I built enough equity, I went through that. I actually have another bank statement just for the people if they're willing to look at it. It's like 36K.
You closed a $36,000 deal from Turkey?
Yeah.
Damn. What are you text blasting with?
I'm using Batch dialer.
You're using base dialer, you said?
Batch.
Oh,
dialer.
batch dialer. Okay, so
Yeah,
you're text blasting with batch. Do you run into any text blasting issues? Does your text blasting
Actually,
reliably send?
Most of the numbers are going invalid, but I'm using this kind of strategy. I'm skip tracing not with just PropStream. I'm sending like 100 leads. I think it was called skip trace RAI, like real estate investment.
Mm-hmm.
It was like for per lead, it was like 5 cents or 1 cent, maybe 1 or 2 cents.
Wow. That's great, dude. That's a really interesting strategy. Guys, should we start doing that? I did it in the past, and the issues that I ran into were this, and maybe things have changed, but the issues I was running into with skip tracing is that the skip trace was pretty expensive. I'd have to spend about $1,000 on the list and then skip tracing that list. And then after the $1,000 that I would spend on the list, you'd have to text blast the list. And then I ran into TCPA compliance issues. I ran into compliance issues where it was not legal to text blast people who have not opted in. And the only thing that I'm concerned about here is it's not actually legal in the United States to text blast people unless they've said that they want to be text blasted. So, I don't know. I'll have to look into it a little bit more, but it's kind of been cracked down on. It still works. It's just kind of like if somebody wants to get you in trouble for that, they can. So it's a little bit of a challenge. But I know that's what Zach Ginn does.
Yeah, my niche is kind of like they're already listed in the auctions.com.
Oh,
I'm mostly getting the leads from that. Like their properties listed for like over 100 before the 100 days where pre-foreclosure statement is gonna start. So I'm pulling over like 3 months before the pre-foreclosure, and I'm pulling that list. I'm ended up getting. I kind of skip traced all the numbers and text blasting them. I'm just telling like I'm mostly buying properties in your area. Would you be interested selling your house before if it's go on the foreclosure? And most of the time, like they're saying we are interested, but most of the time they're asking for over the house. But if they have enough equity, like 50, 60%, I'm mostly offering that kind of equity to get them out on the process.
Interesting. So how do you make sure that they're for sale on auction.com when you're skip tracing them? Are you saying that sometimes they happen to be on auction.com, or they're often on auction.com?
They're already like in the pre-foreclosure. They're mostly like off-market properties. These pre-foreclosure agents actually listing these properties on the website. So we are mostly not contacting through with the auction.com. You are mostly like skip tracing that list.
Okay. And well, I've got a guy for text blasting, guys, and we can add that to the Discord. I haven't done it in a
I stopped. I think I stopped like 2 weeks ago. When I closed this one, I stopped because when you mentioned like the TCPA kind of compliances get back to me, and I'm as a foreigner like I don't have a lawyer which is going to represent me. So I stopped the text blasting. I'm mostly focusing on like more of the just cold calling the people, getting through with the people directly from the phone. I'm actually using right now like some virtual assistant companies like to cold call people for me. I'm pulling the scripts. Actually, I'm pulling the list and paying them like $6 per hour for making calls for me.
Interesting. So I guess I'll meet with my guy after this, because I do have a guy who runs text blasting, or who used to run text blasting for us. And I can talk to him about that. I guess I'm just torn, because if I'm teaching something to a large amount of people, guys, and I'm familiar with these methods. I've done it a lot myself, but it is illegal. It is illegal, and there's a fee per person you text. And if you happen to text blast an attorney, and that attorney wants to make your life hell, they can do that. It's hard, because it's illegal. Where it's like you're not following the law by texting people, even though they're in pre-foreclosure. So I think you can text the realtors, but I don't know how to handle that.
There are no realtors. Like actually, I can actually just get a better understanding for showing, or you can show it today. Like if you can go to auctions.com and you can look at any property. I'm actually like getting the properties out there and just checking if they have enough equity. I'm mostly like in the first 2 weeks, a month, I'm mostly like skip tracing all the leads, and after the 2 months, after the 2 weeks, I will start making calls.
Let's do some Googling, guys. Can I text blast people in pre-foreclosure if they haven't opted in? No, you cannot legally text blast, send automated mass unsolicited text messages to people in pre-foreclosure. What's frustrating is that politicians do it literally every day. And people who like weird niche politicians, like a state representative, or somebody in Congress. I get text blasts all the time from them, and I most certainly did not opt into niche politicians' text blasts. But of course, it's fine for them. Just like it's fine for them to use TikTok, but it's not fine for us to use TikTok, which doesn't make any sense. But anyway, it says doing so violates federal law, specifically the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, and carries heavy financial penalties. So this is why I haven't been doing it. I know that that's the norm and that's what people are doing, but one, it costs money, and two, it's illegal. But maybe Rowan has some insights on this. So Rowan says it's only illegal if you're selling something. And I have heard that before, but it changed in 2021 to encompass unsolicited text messages. So let me go deeper. If I'm not selling anything. No, you cannot legally, who have not opted in, even if you are not directly selling them a product or service. Unsolicited text messaging is strictly regulated in the United States. So this is why I stopped, guys. That's why I stopped doing it, and that's why I started just calling realtors. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see what the chat is saying. Telemarketing solicitation defined as calls, text made. Yeah, I think it's kind of like jaywalking. Guys, I don't think you're likely to get in trouble. I just think it's possible. And my issue is if I'm directing everybody to jaywalk, I'm going to be the one who gets in trouble. They're going to make an example out of me. So I don't want to direct everybody to do something that's slightly illegal, because when they ask, "Hey, where'd you learn this from?" then I'm telling people to do illegal stuff. So offers to buy are not solicitations.
Yeah, kind of like
That's
if
what
you are. I'm mentioning because like I'm approaching them as a cash buyer. I'm not like
explicit consent required, risks of cold texting. I don't know, guys. It seems pretty clear. And I'd like to be wrong about this, because then, great, we've got more things that we can do. Looks like you can mail these people. Looks like mailing is okay. Cold calling, not texting. You can legally cold call homeowners. Interesting. Texting them still requires consent. I don't know, guys. I would dig deeper, and I'm very happy to look at more. Rowan has it posted. Nobody has ever gotten in trouble. I see that. I see that. So defined as calls or text made to sell, rent, or lease. But then when you look it up, it says something different. So I think really the only answer is an attorney. I think an attorney is probably the only answer. I just don't know, and I can't say that I can advise you to do that. But yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. Can I call people on the do not call list? No. This is why I do on market, guys. This is why I do on market. Our most recent closing for on market was $9,000. That was today. So you better safe than sorry. All right. Bring me up. We can close our first door. Cool. 50,000 in closing. That's what I'm talking about. So I was talking to probably Blessed 25. John, thanks so much for sharing your deals, man. What an amazing story. I think you're probably fine given your location.
they can get me. I'm out of the country.
Yeah, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. Not that I'm giving you guys advice, but I think you're probably okay.
I just text plus I think like just over 1,000 people. So my niche, like my leads are really niche in the area.
Yeah, guys. I don't know. Look at you're fine. Hey, I'm gonna talk to Bless 25. I had them scheduled. Okay. All right. Bless 25. How's your day going today?
Hey man, I just got off work, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How can I help you? I think we were gonna bring you up today. I forgot what it was about.
Yeah, we gotta make a call for a property in Memphis, I believe. But I had a question before that. Just a quick synopsis. I found a property in Dallas. It's kind of expensive. It's 1.28.
Interesting.
It's a fourplex with 4 units. So this is the interesting part. He's got a remaining balance of 1.085 million at 2.5% interest. He's got a master lease to where a sober living is paying him $6,500 a month until August of 2028. And his principal and insurance is only $4,000.
Nice. I've seen this deal before. I don't know if anybody ever got it under contract, but I think I might have called on this at one point. I know this deal. I don't think we ever got it though. So you said he has a master lease agreement. Is it not a mortgage that he has on the property?
Yeah, he has a mortgage on the property, but what he does is he leases it to the
Oh,
sober living
oh,
facility, who
oh,
then
oh.
leases it to the other people.
Totally. Got you. He owes 900,000. He's got an asking price of 1.28 thousand or 1.28 million. And he's been on market for 200 plus days.
Yep.
What amount do you think we could give him to take over the debt? I think the master lease structure is fine, especially if they want to stay there.
Yeah, the lease is in place until August of 2028.
Okay. That's kind of cracked, dude. I like that. What do you think we could give him to take over his debt?
So I asked him, I believe I asked, the only thing he sent me was, I said, what if we just paid him to take over the debt? He said, the only thing with that is it's a VA loan. So his entitlement is tied to it.
True.
So he said he wouldn't do it unless he had paid over the equity.
True. I understand what he's saying. So guys, you have your debt to income ratio as a limitation to get mortgages, but if you're a veteran, you also have your entitlement, and your entitlement is on average $760,000. So the problem is if you take over somebody's VA loan, they don't get that entitlement back. That does not solve that issue for them, and we need to be 100% transparent with them about that. And he's absolutely right about this. Now he owes 900. Chances are, maybe he only has like $1 million of entitlement, and that just means his VA loan is gone. So this guy made a really good bet. What an amazing thing that he did. He served in the military, and then after he served in the military, he got his VA loan, and with his VA loan, he acquires a quadplex. And you said he had, did you say he had a 2% interest rate?
2.5.
He has so this is the best thing you could have done as a veteran. You get a 2.5% interest rate on a quadplex. You live in one unit and you rent out the other 3. And after 1 to 2 years, you can move out of the quadplex and rent out all of the units as an investment. What's more, you got into that deal for $0 down at 2.5% interest. Dude, cracked. What this guy's a legend. This guy did like there's nothing he could not have done better. He could not have done better. I wonder why he's selling it, because his mortgage on this thing is only I said only. Is it like $6,500 a month?
No, his mortgage and his insurance is $4,087. He doesn't pay taxes because the nonprofit.
Okay. The nonprofit. Are you saying because he master leased it to a nonprofit, he's not paying taxes, or he owned?
That's what I'm assuming. Either that or he owns the land.
I understand.
Like, does he pay taxes? He said no.
I think that we would pay taxes though, and I think your taxes. Well, it actually. Oh my God! In 2023. Taxes were 23,000, and I don't have data for 2024 and 2025 for some reason. But I think your taxes are like maybe over $1,000 a month. Let's see. Oh my God, the taxes are $1,700 a month. That's insane. $1,800 even per month. That's the highest taxes I've seen on a price point of this. We're paying taxes. We're not a nonprofit. I can't guarantee that the buyer is going to be a nonprofit. So I don't actually know.
But why would, if hypothetically speaking, if he's not paying taxes, just maybe because he gets maybe a tax break or something for the nonprofit, he doesn't run the nonprofit. He leases the quadplex out to a nonprofit who then subleases it to people entering the rehab facility.
And that that nullifies taxes?
That's a good question.
Because here's the thing: disabled veterans don't pay taxes on VA loans. Are you sure he doesn't just have a Purple Heart?
Hold on. I said, do you know the PITI? He said they don't pay taxes, but insurance and mortgage is $4,087.
Sir, I'm so sorry. If I may ask, do you have all of your limbs? This is an important investment question. It literally probably is an important investment question to ask him if he has all of his limbs and appendages. I don't know. I can't advise you on this. I have no idea. My biggest question is, given that taxes are almost $2,000 per month, that's a really big, important part of this investment, and we would need to know for certain that that extends to us. So I would pry and be like, "Yo, did something maybe happen, and maybe you don't pay taxes anymore for your sacrifice?"
He just texted me and said he's a disabled veteran.
He just said he's a disabled veteran.
Yep.
Okay, well, I am not a disabled veteran. Thank you for your service if you are a disabled veteran, but that does not extend to us or our buyers, I would say. Does it cash flow with what does it rent out for per unit? Like 2K per unit?
If you go by market rent, it's 7. So fair market value is 2,700, but he said that's like nowhere near it. They get about 1,700 per unit, which is about 6,800 for the whole fourplex.
Okay, so it doesn't cash flow. How good does the deal have to be for you to enlist? Well, if we can get here's the thing, you know, if it's 2018 and you enlist in the military and you get out in 2021, or maybe you join in 2017, you get out in 2021, you get out during 2% interest rate times, and you could buy yourself a quadplex for $0 down or 2% interest.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's just like the everything lined up. Very unfortunate that he got injured during that process, but no, I would not enlist for that. But wow, that's just such a win for him. I'm happy for bro. I think that's why this has been here for 200 days, and I think this is probably my conclusion on this deal as well. Because I looked up your address and it was purple. I've looked at this deal before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if taxes are not included, you know, it would probably be a great cash flow. But if you're adding $1,700-$1,800 in taxes, you're kind of limited.
Yes, that is very difficult, and I think that's probably why it's been sitting for so long.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll skip that one. I sent you the guy's name and the phone number. The guy we were supposed to call for the owner of that duplex in Memphis.
Right. Can you remind me the situation on the Oh, wait. Yeah, I remember I was excited about this. Oh. You showed me the deal. He's talking seller finance terms. He's going to hold the mortgage in his name, and we're essentially going to wrap a higher amount around it, but he has no equity. So rather than doing some sort of wrap transaction, we were just going to offer him money to take over the debt as I took over the debt on my house in Memphis. Correct. And I think 10K to take it over is good. I think we talked about 8K, but we'll do it for 10. That's good. That's really good. Are you talking to Mr. McDonald?
No, his name is Charles. I sent you the number too.
Charles. I did a deal with a Charles in Memphis. What are the odds I know, bro? No. Unlikely.
So he's got a couple other properties. Also, but they're not so much investor friendly. They're kind of made to maybe lease out, you know, like at least to own or something. They're not really investor friendly.
Interesting. Quick bathroom break before I call, but yeah, we're gonna offer to take over bro's debt, and I'm gonna tell him that he can speak with the owner of my house in Memphis, which is literally like 3.5, 4 times the value of this property. And I took over the debt years ago, and we have never had an issue, and I bet the owner's really happy about it too. So I will call him in just a sec here, but this is great, dude. I love this deal. Hold on. All right, let's call. I'm ready. Okay, guys, I'm gonna break this down. Here's how you make money off of a scenario like this. Does anybody know? Does anybody know how much you need to spend when you are buying a $130K house as an investment, like down payment? On a $130,000 house, your down payment is 35,000, 36,000, depending on your closing costs. So what you're looking at is a 20% down payment, 26K, and maybe 9 or 10K for closing costs using an investment loan. So the thing is, you got to spend 35K to buy this house normally. However, the seller is going to break even on the sale of the property. So we're going to offer the seller 10K to take over the debt, and we're going to call an investor and say, hey, how would you feel about putting maybe $17,000, $18,000 down on a house to buy it? And he's saving upwards of $15,000, $20,000 as the investor doing so, which is really convenient for them. So we did this yesterday, and I literally made $7,000 yesterday. Did you guys know that seller signed my contract? Guys, the seller from yesterday signed the contract, and I sold that thing to Jason for $7,000. Look at this. The seller, he literally signed. Guys, check this out. This was yesterday. You guys remember yesterday? We got this deal, 5082 East Diatomite, the call that we made yesterday. It's signed. Like look at this. Fully executed PSA. I was on the phone with the seller for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So crazy happening right there. But Jason ends up picking that up off of us for $7,000 as an assignment fee. Perfect. Let's do it again. I'm going to call the seller right now. What's his name? Charles. Right. You said that, Charles. Okay. Here we go. Oh, what's your name?
Justin.
Charles.
Hey, Charles, my name is Richard. You were speaking to my acquisitions manager. He's looking for houses for me in Memphis. Your agent had connected you with Justin in regards to the duplex on Hyde Park.
Yes. How's it going, Richard?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Doing good. Thank you.
Yeah, I've got a couple properties down the road on Harbert Avenue. This one looks like a no-brainer to us. You had an interesting financing structure. I was hoping to learn a little bit more about how you wanted to get it done.
So I'm pretty flexible when it comes to terms. Of course, the numbers have to make sense, but whether it be a straight, retail sale or seller financing type of a deal, I'm kind of open to, those two and maybe any other suggestions that you guys might have.
Wow, you got one hell of a realtor, man. That's most realtors that we call about this, and the reason I pay people to make these calls for me is because they just hang up on us. I mean, we call and we present something creative, and your realtor is like, you know what, pitch this directly to my client so we don't play a game of telephone. But whoever that is that you're working with, that was a good decision. So we definitely want to make sure to get them compensated. But this is what I was thinking. The house I own in Memphis right now on Harbert Avenue, owner had the house listed for about $300K. They owe $285. I tried to make them an offer of $290. They declined the offer because after the realtor commission, they would have had to come out of pocket to sell the property. So they own the house in a trust. And what they told me to do, and this was really interesting, and I did this about 2 years ago, but they said, hey, why don't you pay me the difference between what I owe on my mortgage and what the house is listed for, and I will add you on to the ownership of the trust that owns the property. And we did that 2 years ago, and I effectively gave them $20,000 to take over the ownership of the entity that owns their house. So I looked up this one, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw the mortgage was around $120,000.
Yes, that is correct.
I was proposing that I just pay your closing costs and then give you guys the difference between 130 and 120, $10,000. And we do the exact same thing. I just buy the entity that owns the property. And if there isn't an entity that owns it, we can create one.
Okay. So then I essentially would walk away with 10,000.
However,
you guys would take over payments and
exactly. And you sound like you're pretty savvy about this method because you already own real estate. But what I typically say is if you wanted to speak to the seller of that property about how this has been for the past 2 years for them, their experience with my company specifically and us making the payments, I can totally connect you guys.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit, Richard, about, I guess, kind of the logistics? Do you pay me and I make the payment? Do you make the payment directly to my
That's a good question.
lender?
So so I don't send out 22 wire transfers a month, I've got 22 properties in around the South and Midwest. I have a servicing company. I send them a lump sum per month and then they pay the mortgage for you. We just put it on auto pay. And the servicing company lets you know every single time it's been paid. And they let me know every single time it's been paid. They'll also let you know if payments haven't been made. And the key there is I want to structure this so that there's a very sharp stick beneath me to ensure my performance. Every time I have a seller do something like this, where they seller finance with me, they don't really have a way to ensure that I'm not a scammer on the phone. So I say, we'll structure the deal such that if I miss 2 months of payments, house goes back to you guys and I'll sign a document forfeiting my right to a foreclosure.
Okay. And by paying all closing costs, I'm assuming you're including the realtor commission. I think that's what Justin mentioned yesterday when we were speaking, that you guys would take care of the agent commission, which I haven't confirmed with Glenn. What we've signed is 3%. But I'm guessing if push came to shove, I could probably get him down to 2.5%, 2%. So I don't think it would be the full 3%.
Yeah, so he's getting like what, $3,000
roughly. Yeah.
So I was just going to do it kind of per the contract that you had with the realtor that stated that comes out of the proceeds of the sale. So I was going to pay the $10,000 difference between the 120 and the 130, and I'll title and escrow and transfer fees on top of that. And then whatever amount out of the 10 you wanted to allocate to them, you would just give that to them. So I guess it would kind of look like we give you guys 10,000 and then maybe 3,000 of that goes to the realtor.
Gotcha. Okay. That's a little bit tighter than I was thinking or hoping for.
Let him speak. Don't say anything. Let him speak. What's he going to want?
Let's see.
I'm not going to come in. I'm just going to stay silent here. It's no worries at all if it's not the right time to do it. I totally understand. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a really nicely renovated property. So if you're thinking, I might hold out a little longer to see what else I can get, I totally get that. I guess for me, I've got a management company. They're taking 10% of the rent right now. So my mortgage payment on this is kind of close to what we're generating in rent on this property. So I'm thinking, if I can get into this thing for like $15,000, $16,000, makes sense to me.
Right. And is there any way you could come up a couple thousand on the down payment, or is 10 like your top?
I tell you what, I'd allocate another $1,000 towards the agent's commission. So give you guys 11,000 to take over the debt on that, and then maybe 3 of the 11 goes towards the agent's commission. I'm probably looking at another 6 in closing costs, like title fees.
Okay. And help me understand, Richard, as far as docs go. I know every title company does it a little bit different. You get attorneys involved. They like to do it a little bit different. I just wrapped one up in San Antonio last week.
Me too.
It
no
was
way.
unique.
I did the exact same. I literally sold my house in San Antonio 3 weeks ago using this exact method. I let somebody take over my mortgage and I said, I'll let you take it over, but if you miss payments, I am so taking this back without foreclosure.
Right. And that's I guess another thing that I'm, if you say 10, 11, that's kind of the stick that I'm looking for. We talked about that earlier. Are you going to walk away in 6 months and go, yeah, I lost 10 grand, not a big deal. And then I'm 2 months behind on payments. And, obviously that's going to impact my credit.
Of course.
That's a little scary.
I've never defaulted on any of these. So I'll send you my entire portfolio over and you can check to see if any of them are in pre-foreclosure. But if you're like, hey, I want to talk to this seller, this seller, this seller, and this seller whose houses I've owned for the past couple of years or so, and you say, hey, has he ever missed a payment? I am more than happy to send you all of those properties, even in Memphis as well.
Okay. Well, Richard, I do like the mechanics of this deal enough that I'm telling myself, right now, why wait? I think, if you can get that up to 11,000, handle all the closing costs, I can take care of my agent. I'd say let's get something in writing and see if we can open escrow on this.
Great. Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and put a document together now. Or I've got a couple other sellers who responded positively to this offer to call. I'm going to put you in a chat with my transaction coordinator, and she's going to go ahead and draw up the agreement for you. Her name is Lexi. She's really nice. She just gathered the name of the owner, email for the owner, which is you, so probably your LLC, and then the person who signs for the LLC.
Okay. And in terms of escrow and all the other minor details, Richard, can you tell me, inspection period, close of escrow, those types of things?
I've got 3 flips going on right now, but I can pull my contractor off of those flips and get him to walk the property and let us know if there's any major issues. I doubt it. This thing looks immaculate. And even if there's just a couple things that we need to fix, that's totally fine as well. So I tell you what, I probably would take 5 business days to get my contractor off of our current projects and into this. And then we should be good to go to submit non-refundable EMD. And as far as closing, I think that these usually close in like 20, 25 days.
Okay. And it's with which title company or escrow company do you guys use?
I use the Cheshire Law Group. I don't know if you've ever worked with them before, but they close these I call them mortgage takeover deals. So I use a out of state title company just because they're more familiar with these type of closings. However, if you had one, we give them a call and ask if they've ever done it before. I just want to make sure we're working with somebody who's actually done this before.
Right. That makes sense. Well, that makes sense. And how does title and all of that work, Richard, with the mortgage takeover scenario? Are we retitling it? I guess my question is, how do we avoid a due on sale?
Absolutely. Good question. So the way that I just avoided a due on sale for my house in San Antonio is I didn't leave the trust that I sold the guy to. So essentially what I did is I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put the house into a trust. I will add you on as the owner and person who controls the trust. However, as if I were an older person who can no longer make good decisions for myself, I'm going to stay on it without any legal control of the property. But given that I'm on the trust, it's going to be really easy for the entire portion of the trust to default back to me if you miss payments. And the reason I wanted to structure it like this is I read the mortgage policy, and the mortgage policy said, if you sell your house and you don't pay off the mortgage and you transfer title to somebody else, that could trigger the due on sale clause and the entire amount could be due up front. So I said, okay, let me consult my attorney on this. And they said, there's nothing in your mortgage policy that prevents you from adding an owner onto the entity as long as you are still on that entity in some small fashion. So we do a 90-10 split. You're going to be 10% owner of the trust without any proceeds coming to you from the cash flow that the house gets. But we're doing this such that we're compliant with the due on sale clause. And then also so that it's really, really, really easy to transfer the entire controlling interest of the trust back to you if I were to miss payments for a period of 2 months.
Okay. And this is all something that the Cheshire Group can draw up, or is this something that I would need to do outside?
No. We make sure to do all the documents for you. So I essentially, my transaction coordination team, it's a company called Gold Key TC, and they work with the law firm or title company to close these deals for us.
Okay.
But if you wanted, you could also speak to the closing attorney as well, just about the process. So I guess the references I could provide are somebody who did this exact method of sale with me 2 years ago in Memphis down the road. The house is $300,000. It's a little bit more expensive. It was their primary residence. And then if you wanted to talk to the closing attorney who closes these for us, I'm happy to set that up as well.
Okay. Yeah, and then one other note, I don't know if Justin mentioned to you, but I completed the rehab a few months back. What I did is I initially I had my contractor install water heater and mini split, but I've since had him remove those two majors. Are you okay with me basically adding them back to the unit, a day or two before closing? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Justin didn't seem to think it would be a problem, but I just want to be transparent. I don't want your inspector to get there and go, where are the water heaters? Where are the brand new mini splits? So I've got that stuff. I just don't want to have it sitting in a vacant unit.
Me too. That's our policy on our other projects. I flip in Detroit as well, and we do not put mechanicals in until the project is a day from closing.
Right. And in my case, I actually had them put it in because I had a subcontractor do my mini splits, one on each side. And then afterwards, I told my contractor, I'm like, yeah, let's do a couple things. Let's pull the water heaters and mini splits. And then I also have, some cameras and lighting on the place too. Got keep the lawn mowed and all that fun stuff. I want to keep it looking like someone's living there.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and put you in a group chat with my TC. She'll go ahead and draft up an agreement for us, and we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good, Richard. I appreciate the call.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, 2 for 2. Going direct to seller is a lot easier. It is a lot easier than talking to a realtor, isn't it? So I heavily recommend calling those expired listings. Now, remember, I just did that for somebody else. That's not my deal. So we're going to ask him how he wants us to proceed on this. Bless 2025. You're Justin, right? Can you hear me? Bless 25. Okay. Well, that was the seller, not the agent. I don't Bless 25. If you're here, let me know. But yeah, let's go ahead and put them in a chat really quickly. And hold on. Let's put everybody in a chat. So Bless 25, would you mind sending me your number? Because I want you to be in the chat on this.
I'll do that. I just sent it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Let me just add this guy to my contacts. So the guy I just spoke to, what was his name again? Do you know what that guy's name was? Who I was talking to again? Did you say Charles?
Oh, yes, sir.
Let me just go ahead and add this to my contacts here. So now I'm just getting the contract together, but I'm going to have somebody else do it for me. So Charles, and then we're going to use your phone number too. And your name is Justin, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, that was pretty easy, dude. It's
a lot easier when you talk to the seller.
Probably, yeah. And this is why we came out with lightning leads, because I really, really think it's infinitely easier to talk to the seller. So let's put everybody in the chat. Justin. And then we're going to do Charles. And then we're going to do Lexi. Hey, Lexi, can I request a contract for we're going to put we're going to do a trust acquisition agreement on this. And then what else do I need to? So $11,000 to take over a 100. And you know the interest rate on that mortgage? It's like 6, 7, 8%.
Hold on 1 second.
11,000 plus closing costs to take over a $120,000 mortgage. And 8.5. All right. Well, at least it cash flows, right?
Yeah, I remember yesterday you was like, well, it'd be crazy if this property had like a 8 or 9, 10% cash, interest rate. I was like, what's got 8.5?
Well, yeah, that's a bit of a high one. $11,000 plus closing costs to take over a $120,000 mortgage. Yeah, so I think we could sell this for $5K. I think we could make $5,000 off that. And then what else do I need? The seller is named Charles, and he's in the chat with us. And I'll say, Charles, can you send your email plus the name of the entity that owns the property? And then I'll just call Lexi and make sure that she got this text, and then she'll go ahead and do a contract for us. But that's a go, dude. That's a go. He's just going to say yes to that right now. I'll just text her. Okay. All right. All right. Well, that's a go. Y'all good? We'll bring you up tomorrow and talk more about this, okay?
I'll give it.
Perfect. And Marquise, yes, I'd love to take a look at that. Hold on, okay. All right. So I did have one. Guys, I kind of wanted to call this one seller also in Memphis because I'm kind of on a roll here. Let me just see if he sent. So Harbert. Hey, any update on the prices for your houses / rent? He didn't respond. It's okay. Well, I'll give him a call really quick and just let him know that I'm still interested. Just wanting to stay in contact. Your call has been. Okay, he declined my call, but he probably got my text. All right, so let's keep doing questions, guys. I don't know who is next, but I think Pablo has been here for a while. How's it going, Pablo?
Hey, Rich. Thanks for calling me up. I appreciate it.
How can I
have
help?
2 that I wanted to ask you about. The first one is a Section 8 portfolio. It's 9 properties. It brings in about 10,260, I think. And the taxes and insurance on it are about $800 a month. And the seller it was very clear when I first called that he didn't want to do seller financing, but then I offered seller financing anyway. And he said, like I've been burned in the past. Like I really don't want to do this. I lost like 60 properties, like doing a seller finance deal. But then I said, hey, can we speak to the seller, like to the realtor? And he was like, let me see. So he asked him, and then we have a call set up for tomorrow morning. I was wondering if you'd like to be a part of that call.
Tomorrow morning, what time?
So he said 10 a.m. Central, which would be like 8 o'clock your time. So it's
I'm gonna be honest. I wake up around like 8:30. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
Ideally, that's not how I wake up. I like to like not look at my phone for the first hour of the day.
Totally fair. But it is 35% cash on cash return with the deal that I proposed, and he isn't super open to it. So if you change your mind, let me know. Like, I'm still going to take the call and try to, implement some of the stuff that you've mentioned to sellers. But
I would do it if we could get it around this time.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying to him. But yeah, he was like, 10 a.m. his time has to be the time, but maybe I could speak to him tomorrow and then say, hey, can I call you back like around the afternoon, like after I, say some stuff to him and see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to look at that. I'm just probably not that early. I sent you a property, but you never checked it out. Shamar, that could mean a lot of things. That could mean you DM'd me a link to a house on Zillow and you wanted me to respond in my DMs to that. That's not how this works. But it could also mean you own a property and you're wanting an offer on that. If anybody owns a property and you need to sell your property, you can submit it to the link in my bio and we will get back to you there unless you have something that's in the middle of nowhere and we can't do anything with it. One sec. Done. Oh, you submitted it to the link in my bio. Is it, Shamar, that probably means that your house wasn't something that we could do with. Is your house rural by chance? Or is it something that you own? If it's rural and you own the property, unfortunately, there's very little that we can do. But Pablo, is there anything else I can help you out with?
Yeah, so there's one other property. I just DM'd it to you. I was curious what you thought the ARV might be on this one because I have it locked up around 69. But I was curious what you thought the ARV might be because I might have to cancel this contract, but let's see.
Could I share my screen on it?
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Okay, let me share my screen. I'm in Memphis looking to make deals. Where can I send them? Guys, remember sending me links on Zillow does not do anything for us. So what we need you to do, sent you a group text with everything. Oh, perfect. We actually did get a response from that seller. So what we need you to do is join the Discord, learn exactly what we're looking for, get a property under contract, and submit the executed contract to us. So there's a lot of things that I need to cue you in on. Okay, so we're looking at probably like 75K plus rehab on the interior, which is fine. We just need to make sure the ARV supports it. What do you think the ARV is?
I was thinking it was around, so like there are a couple of properties that are about a little over a mile away, but it's the same zip code that sold for like 320, 330. But it's in a much better neighborhood if you go and look at the Google Maps Street View. But yeah, like probably this one's probably around like 170, maybe 150.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I'm going to stay close to this road because it looks like it's on a major road and I want to make sure that we're close to that road. So I'm going to go, it's a 2,000 square feet. Is it really 2,000? It doesn't look like it's 2,000 square feet.
That's what I said, but that's what it says. So.
Huh. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just a little bigger than it looks. Okay. So let's go from for sale to sold and we'll just,
sharing your screen?
Oh, what happened? What happened?
Teaching moment for everyone. Let's see what it looks like.
Okay, so guys, the house is right here. 80,000. Somehow, some way, 2,000 square feet. Maybe it's. Oh, I guess it's got this long thing in the back that we can't really see from the front. But yeah, 2,000 square feet. Macon, Georgia. Macon, Georgia is a good market. Let's look at sold houses. Let's also only look at sold houses in the past 12 months, and we'll price them high to low. Now, when I see something like this lets me know it was part of a package deal because it's just a shitty house that somehow sold for way more than everything else. So I don't really, I don't really trust something like that. That's a flip. It went for 135, but it doesn't have the same square footage as us. Then that went for 250, but it looks like a duplex, maybe. Yeah, it's a duplex. I
You
guess
go like north on that main road, like it's pretty far away, but it's the same zip code. So I was wanting to see if you would count that as like a comp. If you go north up that main road a little bit, there's a cul-de-sac right to the left, and that's where the 300K houses were selling.
I think we definitely have to stay really close to the subject property. So we gotta ideally within a quarter mile in every direction. But I would probably like stop here and I go down to here. But the other thing is, if this is on a double yellow road, we have to take it with a grain of salt because people are looking for quiet neighborhoods, and a house on a double yellow line is a little bit less than quiet. But yeah, we want to. Okay, so it's not on a. It's well, I guess it's not on a double yellow line. It's just kind of close to one. Um, hmm. I think we need to comp very close to this property. I think we need to comp very close to it. But the thing is, I don't see anything that has your square footage. But I'm also kind of like mistrusting of your square footage. I don't know why, but I'd want to confirm this on public record. I think perhaps it might not have that square footage that we think it has. But with that said, houses that look the same are selling for like between 130 and 150. But if you really do have that square footage, maybe you could sell for more. It's hard because if I use this price per square footage, like if I use this $1,300 or 1,300 square foot price per square footage, it's going to give us a super unrealistic ARV. Like $108 times 2,100 square feet is 226, but I don't think our ARV is 226. I feel like our ARV is closer to $150,000. I just don't think that. I don't think this thing has the potential to sell for 200 plus. I feel like it's closer to 150 if we fully renovate the property. And I think it's probably going to need at least like 75,000 to get there. This is definitely a very big project. I would want to get something like this. Well, it's hard because you don't have any comps for what this is. So I can't really tell you what it's going to sell for. It doesn't, for whatever reason, there's just nothing that has this square footage. And then this guy's definitely not renovated. I didn't even know what this thing. I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at that property. That's a very, very strange one. But you've got a 3-1 right here, fully renovated top to bottom for 135. But then if you do have that square footage, it would warrant a much higher price. And then you've got this one right here that sold for 131 that does have that square footage. So I guess a valid question to ask is, what does the inside of this guy look like?
Yeah.
So I want to know if this guy's been flipped. Yes. Well, no. They did the floors and paint. They did floors and paint. So it's been updated, but not flipped. It looks like they just did floors and paint on this thing. And maybe the bathroom, but we don't have any photos of the bathroom. So there's the bathroom. Okay, they did floors, paint, bathrooms. They did not touch the kitchen for whatever reason. And it sold for 131,000 in October of 2025, just about 8 months ago. So,
Just kind of why I was thinking 150, 170, maybe.
Yeah, maybe like 150, maybe like 150. So the formula for ARV in this price range, 150 times 0.7 brings us to 105. I do think that rehab is going to be like at least 65,000, and then anything below this is profit. So this is one that I'd want to get at like half of list price, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay.
It's as a flipper for me, I'm nervous because I don't have a lot of evidence here. The evidence is something I like to see. So I wonder if we have anything here that's just sort of sitting. Sometimes the properties that are for sale are kind of indicative of how this is going to go. And we don't really have anything for sale in the price range that we're trying to target. There's this guy over here, but it's a multifamily. Guys, these multifamilies that have just been sitting like this is the type of thing I pitch creative finance on. Like this right here would be perfect for creative finance. All I do when I call on something like this is I put this thing into PropStream. I figure out if they've got a mortgage. They do have a mortgage. It's listed for 125, but I think they've price dropped it. Oh, they increased the price after sitting on market for 100 days. Interesting. So yeah, this I feel like he knows by now that it's not worth this price. You could give this guy 10 or 15 to take over the mortgage on this thing, and that would result in him getting a sales price of maybe like 108,000. So if you think you can price drop this guy from 155 to 108, that's a good deal right there. I feel like his price is a little crazy, but I would call and ask about it. But these multifamilies, low price point multifamilies that are just sitting and sitting and sitting and nobody wants them, like this guy right here, this is great. It's great to call on things like this. Anyways, I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep taking questions.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Saeed says he has a deeply discounted property. Let's take a peek at that, Saeed.
I just sent 3 properties. 2 are at a decent discount, and 1 is okay discount. You can have a look.
Okay. I'm buying, so I'm interested, guys. I'm really interested. Okay, so I'm gonna look at Indiana Street first. Can I share my screen on this for those watching?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thanks so much. So guys, let's check this out. Here is a deal. It's listed for. Bro, I'm about to flip this thing. That's great. Yeah, that's really good. What do you think the ARV is on this thing?
So we calculated last time it was around 130 to 135.
It
was at 60K under contract, but I went back to the seller, got 10 more K off of it.
Wow, I kind of want to flip this thing myself, dude. So how much do I think this rehab will be? Do you know how old that roof is by chance?
It's actually original roof, never been replaced.
It's in really good condition for an original roof. You've also got this garage in the back. So I might buy this off you, dude. I might buy this. Let me really quickly look at your neighborhood. I want to see if the neighborhood looks like a nice place to live, and it does. Looks like a really nice place to live. I don't have a problem with that neighborhood. That's a nice, quiet neighborhood. Not a single abandoned house, and these photos are from 2025. I have no problem with this neighborhood. A little bit of a little donuts right there, but it's okay. Yeah, great neighborhood, dude. No problem with that neighborhood. And then where's the house? Is it this guy? Is this the house? Let's see. So would I flip this? I might be your buyer, bro. I might be your buyer. It's been here for 94 days and you got it at 50K. I feel like my contractor would probably quote me. I feel like he'd do 30, maybe 40 on this. 30 or 40. Let's go ahead and check this. So I'm just gonna check. Oh no, I lost it. Where'd it go? So we're gonna look at pending. Because I might be your buyer on this thing. Where'd that damn deal go? Active. Well, I'll look up the zip code. Is it this thing? Oh, no way. I'm literally flipping the neighbor's house. And this is a good area too. We like this area. So I am flipping a house on this street right here. It would be no problem for my contractor to check this thing out. I might send my contractor to this. Let's just comp really quick. Apply. Let's go from, well, what are we? We're a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1368 square foot house. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1368 square feet. 3-2, 1368 square feet. And let's go ahead and see if we can find anything comparable. I do want to find something that looks just like this. So it's a bungalow. 3-2, 1368 square foot bungalow. Built in 1926. 3-2. 1,200 square feet sold for 135. But that's not quite what we are. 1,640 square feet. So none of these look like us. And that's my only issue. This looks like us. This looks like us. A little bit more square footage, sold for 155. Anybody else look like us? No. But you do have a lot of comps here. So these are all comparable properties. This is a little bit bigger. 1926 though, and it's very close to you. Huh. 153. 153, 155. That kind of looks like you. Okay, so yeah, I feel like 130 is probably what it would sell for. Probably somewhere around 130,000. Yeah. Okay. So if it sells for 130,000 and you got it for 50, and my contractor, we're putting on a new roof. The roof is 10. The siding looks okay. What else are we doing? We got to put on a new roof in the garage too. That roof is also, well, maybe the siding needs to be replaced as well. The siding is kind of gross. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do roof and siding. So let's say that the roofs for the garages, maybe we get both of those for like 13,000, and then we do siding for 7,000, and then we need new windows on this as well. The new windows are probably also going to be like $7,000. Windows are really expensive. So 7 on the new windows, 7,000, and then you've probably also got interior rehab needed. A big question is, are they finishing the basements? And I bet they are. I think they are finishing the basement. So if I look on a house that's for sale right now, this guy's for sale. He's renovated. No info on the basement. Are y'all doing the basement around here? You are. That basement's done. I feel like we got to do the basement too. Ugh. The rehab would probably be carpet, floors, kitchen. I think there's another 25 needed on the inside. So it would probably be a $52,000 renovation. Somebody else will pick this up because here's what my numbers are looking like. I give you a 3K assignment. I have 5K closing costs. I put in $52,000. I'm in it for 110. I sell it for potentially 135,000. I pay my realtor 6%. I walk with 126 and I'm in it for 110. My profit potential on this is really only like $17,000. However, I don't think this needs very much work to become a really good rental property. So somebody will probably pick up your deal. I think somebody will probably pick this up. I'll let my team know that this came in.
Sounds good.
Hey guys, this just came in. The student renegotiated it. They have it at 50K. That is a steep discount, and the house could probably be a good rental for only about $10,000 renovation. So this is a really good cash deal. I like it. I like it.
There's one more in Cleveland, if you can have a look at that too. It's not under contract yet, but
I will pause my screen share then. Okay, so Cleveland. Oh, any of these multifamilies?
no, they're both single.
Okay. Did the seller sign the wholesale disclosure, or will they sign the wholesale disclosure?
Yeah, I've spoken to it. He just want a bank statement, like with the LLC name and all that, but he's good to go on price.
I can get you a bank statement.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Bear with me for just a sec here. I'm just redacting some of the information on here. Okay, here's a March bank statement for you.
Awesome.
Let me know if that suffices. But yeah, that's what did you get the one in Cleveland at?
This one is at 50 as well, so about 25 grand.
Okay. You got this thing for 25K?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. I mean, this is I think I know a guy who'd be okay with this. So he doesn't really like single family, but maybe I could convince him.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. I've got something in Cleveland for you. You may or may not want it.
Okay. Well, tell me more.
So I would flip this if it were in Detroit and I had a contractor that could do this, but we have a livable single family in Cleveland listed for 60K. And when I say livable, it's a little gross, but you could live in it. And we got it for 25. And I think your crew could probably get it to rental standards for like 10K. So it's very deeply discounted, and we don't see a lot in
Wow.
Cleveland. So I texted it to you, and I don't know if you'd take on something like this given the discount.
25?
Yeah.
Oh, but it's a single family. It's
Yeah.
a single family.
But it low key, it's not destroyed. It's just dirty.
So a nice single family for 25.
Right. Yeah. I know single family is not your thing, but if I'm now flipping single family in Detroit and I haven't completed one yet, but you know, I thought maybe that you'd want to take a look at this.
I'll take a look and I'll get back to you. I mean, the reasons why I don't do single family is because usually the cash flow is not high enough for my audience to be interested. Or if the cash flow is high enough, it's usually because the property value is less than 100K. And in that case, it just makes it more difficult to finance, more expensive closing costs.
Mm-hmm.
Less lenders are willing to do it, et cetera, et cetera. But if it's, I don't know. I mean, if it's free money, maybe. But I'll look at it and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I figured, you know, buy for somewhere in the 20s, put in $10,000, and then sell for 75, 80.
Yeah, you think it's worth about 80?
I bet it has a higher ARV than that, but I sell mine based on the cash on cash return, and I know at 80 you'd have that 25% cash on cash return.
Yeah, at 80 you would. Yeah, it's a good point. Well, I'll review and I'll get back to you. I mean, I guess this would. I mean, if the cash flow's there and the price point's there, I'll consider it.
The neighbor's house is a 4.2 single family. It sold for 150.
That's nuts. Why is the seller so desperate?
I don't know. We just make a shit ton of calls and eventually somebody says yes. But I'm looking at the area, man, 80 is low. 4.1 single family sold 50726 May 7th. It sold for 130 with LVP and paint and an ugly exterior color. So your ARV, honestly, your cash on cash won't support this ARV, but single families in this area are selling anywhere from like 100 to up to like 150,000.
Yeah, this could probably sell for close to 100.
Yeah, I see.
All right.
Another one right here sold in April for 115. Call me back on the stream and let me know what you think about this, because I think there's also another one. This guy sent me two. The other one is at 65,000. Purchase price. Wow, I can't believe he got that for 25. That is so crazy.
Oh, you know what, David? I know this agent, this listing agent. I'm under contract to buy a home from this listing agent currently.
Oh, let's do another one then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Perhaps.
Okay,
Let me get back to you.
This other one in Cleveland's not for you. It's turnkey, but it's also a winner.
Is it like deeply discounted?
Oh yeah, it's listed at 100K turnkey. Got it for 65.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You want me? I'll
that's
send it
great.
to you. I'll send it to you.
I mean, I'm just gonna turn around and buy it for well, it's a single family.
Yeah. These are single families.
Okay. Doesn't hurt. I mean, if I can make 30K, if a buyer can make over 20% cash on cash, then I'll do it.
Well, check out the first one. The second one's probably not for you, but look at the first one and tell me what you think about that. And gosh, that'd be great to get a deal done with you. I might have you sign directly with the listing agent since you're already working with him.
Okay. Yeah. He'd appreciate that too. I met him a few weeks ago.
Good. Are you in Cleveland right now?
I am.
Is it really nice and fun over there?
It's been worse. The weather's actually been stable. I'm used to like high winds and snow and hail and then 80 degrees, but no, it's actually been pretty nice the last few days. A little colder than I like, but we'll make do.
Yeah. Well, hey man, call me back ideally in the next 30 minutes or so we can get you on stream.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Talk soon, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dude, I bet he's gonna buy. I bet he'll buy. I'm gonna keep you on stage, Saeed, but the one for 65, Elizabeth Ave. Wow, what a deal, man. I love Elizabeth Ave. You're killing it. You're crushing it. That is perfect. It's listed for 100K, turnkey, Cleveland, Ohio, offering 65K. What's the rent on Elizabeth Ave? $1,202 per month. That's the right price to offer on a house that rents out for $1,200. 65 is right. So yeah, that's good. Do you think you could get them all to sign the wholesale disclosure?
And then disclosure as well.
I'm sorry, I had my volume off. Would you say that again?
Yeah, I can get them to sign the disclosure as well. I haven't spoken to them about it, but yeah, I'll get on a call today and discuss that too.
Perfect. I'm going to set a reminder to bring you up tomorrow because I think we got more to talk about. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., remind me to bring up Saeed. Huh? Tomorrow at 2 p.m., remind me to bring up Saeed.
Okay, I added it.
Okay, got you locked in, dude. Yeah, this is great. We may talk again today. I'm just going to go through these other questions, but Harry will call me back about that deal and I'll let you know, okay? Let's talk to Marquise. Hey, Marquise, you a nice discounted deal? Hello? Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, man, how are you?
I'm tired today, but I'm ready to look at your deal.
Same. I'm in my car, so sorry. It's a little bit noisy. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna DM it to you. Let's see. Messages. And I sent it up to Almira. I just kind of wanted to get like your insight on it and see if there's something that you'll be able to make happen. Let me see here. 1 second.
And then answering the question in the chat, this guy's asking about the documents needed for a cash deal. The documents are sent to us by the realtor. The realtor puts together the agreement. The only thing that you need to look out for in that agreement, one, it does not need to be assignable. Do not ask about this, but check your contract to see if there's a non-assignment clause. And then 2, EMD is submitted after a 7 business day inspection period with 5 business days being our minimum. And the rest is just done for the agent. So Anthony, That's for cash contracts. And if you're wanting more information on seller finance contracts, if you click here, I actually have a video on how to fill out my seller finance contract. And then I have a sample of that contract in there. It also has everything you need to fill out highlighted in yellow. But for cash deals, which are what we're selling for the most part right now, gosh, I mean, the realtor does the contract for you. Anyways, Marquise has sent me an address for me to look at here. This is a house in Memphis. Marquise, did you say you got this thing $27,000 below list price?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So what is 27 below list price? What is that? 82?
Yeah.
82,000? Okay.
Yep.
And house does look very turnkey. I don't see any issues in here. And for an $82,000 deal, we would love rent to probably be in the 1,400 range to hit a 20% cash on cash return. I'm guessing rent is closer to 1,100.
It rents out for 1,383.
Oh,
Zillow.
okay, got it. 1,383. I see that. And what is your cash on cash return when you run that?
I ran it. I got it right around like, I didn't count. I don't think I counted. Did you want me to count CapEx and management?
Well, we can just put it into the site. So I'll tell you what, we'll just put it into the site because the site is honestly pretty good.
Because I got around like 30% after everything. Like I put in like an interest rate of like 6% because I think that's what we're getting now, or 7, down payment at 20, and I kind of did the numbers as if it was like maybe like a 5K fee, but or something like that. But I was just kind of doing numbers. It might be a little bit better than that.
So if anybody's ever curious about what to offer, go to Tools, Deal Analyzer, Section 8 Calculator. What's this thing listed for? 109, right?
Yeah.
The rent, we'll call it 1,350. Property tax is going to be really cheap. I would imagine your taxes and insurance, maybe you only have $100 of taxes and maybe your insurance is like 50. And then maybe you just want to make it the lowest amount possible, $4,000. And you've got yourself an $83,000 offer right here. Now, if we run this thing manually at the same time, because I always like to run these manually, guys, it's important for you to understand exactly how to do this calculation. So sure, this is helpful. And we finally believe the website. It's been a long time, but now that we've used AI here, we finally believe the website. So what I'll say is this: 1,350 multiplied by 0.8 is 1080. You have a purchase price here of, you have it for 82, you said?
Yeah, 82.
Let's run this at 86. Somebody puts down a down payment of 16,200. Oh, wait, what have I done wrong? My brain is really slow. Just about 17,200. 17,200. Okay, 457 plus 150. So we're going to subtract 457. Then we're going to subtract 150. Great. We're actually making a lot per month. Multiply that by 12. You're making this per year. Divide that by your total cost of entry. Total cost of entry is this plus 9K. That is going to be, what is that? 25.8. 25.8. 22%. I think there's a good chance that somebody could pick this up. What I would do if I were you is I'd send it to my team. I'd post it on the marketplace and I would blast this out to some buyers on the marketplace because, guys, if you go to buyboxcartel.com, these are all of our students posting deals. You see how many listings we have? Guys, look at this. You can come back here day after day after day. The pages grow and grow and grow and grow. And it's because, guys, people don't find these deals by just scrolling on Buy Box Cartel. I'm not going to pretend that people are just coming here and scrolling. Okay, sure, they are coming here and scrolling. The way that people are actually selling these deals without my team is they're posting it on Buy Box Cartel, and then they're essentially buying a list of buyers that have opted in. Because my social media has all of these ads saying, who wants to buy deals? Who wants to buy deals? These guys have opted into text messages. So you know how we were talking about before? Well, wait a second. These guys haven't opted in. These guys have opted in. They've said, I want Hold My Hand Wholesale members to send us deals. So we put all of their contact information. There's thousands and thousands of them on this website. And if you sign up through the buyer portal, what you guys can do is You can literally take your deal and you can text and email blast it to all of the buyers who have already said that they're interested in deals like this in this area. And that's how these deals are selling. So it's not so much that people just come here and scroll and they find your deal and they make an offer on it. It's more so that on the back end, you can literally handpick the individuals who have already purchased deals off of us in Memphis and people who have already said, hey, I want you to text me. I want you to text me. I've opted in to receive these text messages. And it's a really good way for you guys to sell your deals. So I would do both methods. I'd send it to my team and I'd post it on Buy Box Cartel. And I'd say you probably have like a 70 to 80% chance of finding a buyer like that.
Do you sorry, I'm gonna go straight a little bit loud. Do you have is that like lightning leads, or can I just post it just as a member? Do I have to sign up for lightning leads as well?
Lightning leads, we've actually combined lightning leads with VIP. So that's VIP to post a deal, but lightning leads comes with VIP. So what you could do is you could cancel your lightning leads, sign up for VIP, and you'd have both of them.
Okay. Gotcha.
Also send it to my team because we have a number of buyers as well who we can cold call and be like, yo, you just bought off of us. Who wants to buy another one?
Okay. I sent it over. I sent it up to Amira today. She's underwriting it. So I should hear back probably by tomorrow, I'm assuming. So
Awesome, man. Awesome. Great work. Yeah, I do think that deal is viable.
okay. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Saeed, I'm just waiting to hear back from Harry here. Let's talk to Matt. Hey, Matt Lube, what's going on, dog? Mr. Matt Lube. All right. Next is probably S&M Equity Management.
What's up, Richard? How you doing?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
I'm doing all right, brother. I got a property in Alabama, in Birmingham. I DM'd you the address. It was listed for $100K. Got it for 66.
Yes, bro. Yes.
The three properties that I found, the ARV is about 160, 170.
No way. This could be a nice flip for somebody in the community. Whoa, this looks great, dude. This thing barely looks like it needs any work. Wow.
But just don't have the major appliances, obviously, because it's vacant, and then just a new roof.
Yeah, I can see it needs the new roof and windows. So it needs roof, windows, and some fascia. Yeah, that's nice. Wow. This is the type of property that Jesmar might be interested in flipping. You say you have comps selling for 170 for properties like this?
Yeah, the three that I found comparable to this property, 3.2 is what that sold in the past 12 months is 160 to 170 range.
Can I share my screen on this? You might have a buyer in the chat.
I haven't sent her the revised contract with these terms. I think the biggest reason is because they want to close in 2 weeks, and I'm like, look, I haven't closed anything in 2 weeks, so I just didn't know where to go from there because I don't know how feasible that is with this.
Yeah, probably 3. Probably 3 weeks would be our soonest. So let me go ahead and see if I can find this deal. I see it right here. It's listed for 90 right now. What'd you get it for? 60.
66.
66. Okay, let's just draw around this area and figure out what things are selling for. So guys, here's the property listed for 90. He's got it for 66. Interior does not look like it needs a crazy amount of rehab, but then when you go towards the back of the house, you can see you're going to need some work right here. And I would be curious about this cracking. This cracking is slightly concerning. I definitely would want to look into that. I'd have to send a contractor. I couldn't tell. But let's go ahead and see if houses like this are actually selling for that price. So 1,800 square feet, 3.2. Let's look at the past 12 months. 1,800 square foot, 3.2, past 12 months, what sold. So we're going to price these things high to low, flip. Cute flip, too. I think they're doing it's a cute flip. It's a cute rehab. Good job. Guys, just so you understand how much these guys are making, people don't realize how much flippers are making. Like, it's just kind of insane. I just saw an Alex Hormozy video, and this guy's in his audience. He's asking them. He's like, "Hey, I'm flipping houses. I'm doing about $3 million a year right now. I feel like I'm at my max here." And he's like, Flipping houses is easily $100 million per year business if you scale properly. And the guy was really surprised, like, what, really? And check this out. Look at this. This guy bought this property for $38K. He sold it for $155. How much did this rehab cost him? Well, if he bought it for 38, it was probably pretty cooked. He painted the outside, probably a new roof. He put on this new wood. It's probably like a $45,000 renovation here. Maybe a 50K job. And he bought it for 38. Guys, how much did he make on this? He buys it for 38. He's in it for 43 plus 45. That's 88. He probably has 3K in holding fees, call it 91. And then he sells it for 155. Guys, he probably made $56,000. And I bet bro had multiple going on at the same time. I love to see the flip side of things because that's just great. This guy killed it. I love to see people winning like that. And then that now serves as a comp for our deal. So that sold for 155. You have significantly more square feet than this guy. You're a 3-2 with 1,800 square feet. That sold for 155. Nothing really has. I don't really see a lot of things selling in that price range. This guy did. And it's not really that nice of a rehab. Sold for 162. So yeah, man, I feel like 160 to potentially up to 170 is a feasible ARV. And you have this thing at 66.
66, yeah.
So yeah, this thing probably needs a new roof. That new roof is probably going to cost you 11, 12,000, and it needs new windows. Let's say 8,000 for the windows. So call that 20K rehab. Interior could probably use another 15, call that 35K rehab. Looks like it does need mechanicals in here. So I feel like we're probably looking at like at least 45,000 because of the basement and the mechanicals, and maybe even 50,000 here because we have to ask about this. I mean, this is scary right here. That's definitely really scary. It's just an open hole in the house. So I'd want to send a contractor to this, but in theory, somebody picks it up off you for 70, they're in it for 5,000 closing. I do feel like rehab is going to be like 45 just because of the roof. And the window replacement, understanding that the roof and windows alone are 20. So that would mean that we just put 25 into the rest of the property. But we also have some givens like the mechanical and the floors and the paint. But you're probably in this thing for 120 and you're probably selling for like 160 to 170,000. So yeah, somebody would probably pick up this project. That the only question is this. This is the only question. So the only thing I'm wondering about is this cracking an issue? Maybe that's totally normal. Maybe I just don't know. That's very possible. I see this crack right here, and then I see this exposed area right there. And I don't know if that's normal. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. We definitely do need new windows though. So I think it's worth shooting our shot. Anything you can get below 66 would be helpful though.
This sounds good. I appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Talk soon, okay? Now, guys, we actually built a tool for you that actually estimates rehab right now. So let's say you're like, hey, I don't understand. How do we figure out our potential rehab? If you check Section 8, fix and flip calculator, how much okay. Okay, check this out. Rehab estimate. Interesting. I haven't used this before. So let's try 13605 Tacoma 48205. 48205 square footage 2,000. And then we just drop our photos. Oh wow. Okay, cool. Look at that, guys. Look at that. So you just drop photos. Let's just grab some photos of a property in Detroit really quickly and let's test this out. So I'm going to go to Detroit, Michigan, and I'm going to grab a shit box and I'm going to look for something that has rehab needed. We're going to put in a max price point of $100,000 and we're going to look for something that's going to need some rehab like this. This is going to need some hefty rehab. I guess I'd have to upload a lot of photos to this. How can I upload just a couple photos? What about you? What about you? Just a couple photos, right? So this thing doesn't need much. Maybe like 15. One photo. Let's try it again. Let's see how well this works. There's some photos. Got any more photos? I guess just this photo here. So it's not really showing us a lot of photos here, but I just want to see what it's capable of here. So how much will repairs cost? I don't know. You tell me. We need to go back and give it square feet. So square feet on this thing is 992. Analyze. Honestly, that's pretty sick. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a really light rehab, right? It says $12,000. Yeah. I mean, 12K and this thing's fine, right? It's not like really nice for 12K, but 12K is probably floors and paint. And then it gave me an itemized list of repairs here. Look at this. I put in this house and it just gave me all of my rehab, and it also told me how much all that would cost. So, you can also remove things in here too. So use this rehab cost 11. Oh, cool. Estimate ARV from 3 comps, and then you can put in your comps. So yeah, we've got calculators for you guys. Make sure to go to www.hmhw.group so that you can use our calculators that we've put together for you. I have a property for you. I can be your boots on the ground. You can show me in my Discord, man, but I'm looking at some of the deals these guys have. Fernando Ruiz, what's going on, man?
What's up, Rich? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Hey, I DM'd you a property. I'm talking to this agent. He has same seller has 2 properties, one on the market, one off the market. We had talked about one of them a while back, and then he got under contract with it, and then fell out of contract. I followed up with him, and he sent me this other one. This is the pictures that I sent you. Long story short, he wants 120 for both of them, and I offered him 100. Well, first I offered him 100 for both, and then he countered at 120 for both. So again, one's on the market for 75, and the other one's off the market.
Can we do separate contracts?
I'm thinking we're probably gonna have to, because the one that's on the market is not that desirable, but the one that's off market, it's like 2 miles away from that Tacoma property you just flipped, the one the first address. So my thought is, like, I'm gonna let Rich look at it. He might just want that one versus the other one, the one that's off market.
So which one is off market? Pembroke?
No, Manning.
Manning.
Yeah. So Manning's off market, and then Pembroke's the ones for 75.
Okay. So Street View. Okay.
And there's obviously.
And there's a what?
There's pictures in your DM of Manning.
Oh, that's Manning.
Yeah, that's Manning.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's terrible. And you got this thing for 50?
So he initially, the agent said he wants to sell them together, basically. He wants 120 for both of them.
Interesting. I feel like he would be open to selling them separately, right?
We can shoot for that. I mean, I don't.
Looking at the comps, looks like the ARV is like 90K. I'm looking on PropStream right now. I can see a number of them for 90 or so. And that rehab. So probably not for me, but I feel like maybe somebody would be open to this. If that's 90K ARV or maybe 100K ARV, I feel like this rehab, 15 would go pretty far in this for just a rental property. Probably wouldn't need much more than that. I feel like somebody would pick this up. Off market single family houses at a discount move pretty well in areas like Detroit for us. So I feel like somebody would pick this up. It's not me. I'm just imagining, like, let's say my contractor quotes me 20. I'm in it for 58 with a fee and closing costs. I put in 20. Now I'm in that thing for like $78,000. And then I'm selling that thing for 90. But after my realtor commission, I walk with like 82. So I might only make like $4,000 if I sold this thing. So I think that maybe it's not a flip. Maybe somebody buys it for 50 and just pays cash for it and then puts in like $10,000 renovation and turns it into a rental property. And maybe they just rent it out. You know, that I feel like that wouldn't be a very poor use of money. So I think somebody might go for it. Probably not me. But I would like to do separate contracts on these just in case you have one investor who wants to do something different than they would with the other property.
Understood. So what do you think would be feasible for each? Like, because I think the Pembroke one, the ARV is a little bit higher in that area than this one on Manning.
Is Pembroke in similar condition?
Yeah. The only thing is that one is on the market for 75. And then he initially was in contract for 60 with someone else that fell through. And I keep telling him, dude, I'll give you 45. And he just keeps pushing back. Like, I'm not going to do 45.
I think that's exactly where you should be. I think that's probably exactly where you should be if you're going to get a non-market cash wholesale deal. And I'd probably contract them separately. And I think that 45 and 50 are two likely offers to sell. I honestly would stand my ground where you are.
Okay. All right, sounds good. I'll work with him and I'll try to stay on tops 50 for the Manning that's off market, and then I guess 45 for the other one.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. And guys, I am going to do an acquisitions call. I'm going to do an acquisitions call because I have an owner who wants to talk shortly here. So I'm going to be giving him a call in just a sec. But we will analyze the deals and I will share my screen. The last person I'll talk to is Suppressor. Suppressor, you said you could potentially get your first deal done?
Hey, yeah. I got a normal multifamily.
Love it, man.
5 unit in Cleveland.
Oh, perfect. Great. We've got a lot of buyers for that, man. Let's learn a little bit about it. So what's it listed for?
So it's listed for 450 and I got it at 340. But I'm still not sure if it's a deal. It's like a 15% cash on cash return.
Okay.
It's kind of good. I sent you all the info, sent you the listing. I just wanted to run it by you. I think 110K spread is good, but I think they were a little crazy in their asking price because I could not find any comps to support that asking price. Like I saw some other similar ones, but they were all quadruplexes. But that area is a very posh area, even though it's just like there's.
I can't seem to see the address. Did you send it to me?
Yeah, here, let me resend the reply here, or just thumbs up. There you go. The address is, I don't want to say it, but here, I'll text it to you.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind DMing it to me, that would be really helpful.
Sent you the Crexy listing.
I do not buy leads. I just go straight off of Zillow. And obviously it might be a little bit harder to talk to agents, but they pick up the phone more reliably than if we were skip tracing. And the deals are already for sale. You don't really have to convince somebody to sell their property, which is part of the process in off-market real estate. A lot of people don't want to sell. Question, how do we get up to talk? You're in the Discord. So you're in the Discord. This right here is TikTok, but if you're in my Discord, you just comment in the chat and I try to bring up as many people as I can per day. Now, Suppressor, in my DMs, the last thing I have from you was from the 15th of April.
That's weird because I just resent it right now.
To my DMs.
Wholesale, or maybe I'm messaging support. Could that be it?
That seems like it. So Suppressor, with your computer, hover over my face, right click and click click message.
Messaging support. What the hell?
So for on-market property, agent has agreed to the price. Does the agent send me the contract or do I send one? So the RERN, I would have the agent send you a contract. If you're doing a cash deal, use the real estate agent's contract. The only things you need to put on that contract are 5 to 7. So maybe a 6 business day inspection period. with a. Were you the guy who had the house in Memphis, or was that no? That was somebody else. With EMD submitted post inspection. Okay. And then we also got an offer accepted for Johnny Seattle yesterday. Where was that? So offered 72, buyer walking property now. So we're having the buyer walk your property, Johnny Seattle. That's the deal I called for you. They accepted the offer on the deal that I called for you. That cash offer at 72,000, they said yes to it. Anyways, Suppressor sent me his deal. There it is. Okay. So do we have an address here? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at your address, interesting. It's not on Zillow.
No.
Not on
It was a
Zillow.
Chrysler LoopNet listing.
And do we have the wholesale disclosure signed?
Yeah.
Wow, great.
Willing to
Wow, they've got
allow
a
me to wholesale it.
bright pink interior.
I know, right?
So we've got a really solid discount, and obviously the cash on cash return is lacking a little. I don't have anybody off the top of my head for this, given the cash on cash return, but getting big discounts are nice. You had mentioned that the comps around here were not quite showing the price that they were asking, but you do have a substantial discount. In my experience, when I get like a 500K multifamily for 400K, I've been unable to sell it for whatever reason. I think people just like cheaper properties. However, you have a steep discount on a property, so we're always willing to shoot our shot at this and see what happens. But in my experience, 500K, 400K multifamily at a discount, for whatever reason, I haven't been able to sell it. More so, guys, 150K multifamily for 110, 115K, $5,000 to $10,000 all day long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be asking much on this, but yeah, you think that just enough on the spread is enough to go for it because it's a stupid amount. It's kind of like it's returning on its investment at my price. Like at my price, it's an okay deal, you know?
Yeah. We can shoot our shot at it, man. I think that the cash on cash return is definitely important along with comps, but you have a good discount. It's just I haven't, in my experience, I haven't been able to sell this stuff in the past, but I do see your discount.
Let's do it. I'm gonna put it under contract for 340. Bro, I've been going back and forth. I gave them originally 300,000. He's like, okay, wait, they listed. And they're like 325. And I'm like, wait, no. We can't go above 330. That's definite. And it's 335 and now 340. That's it. I just want to close something. I don't even care for proof of concept at this point. I'll take like 1K on it.
Totally understand, man. It can be really frustrating. I'm going to do an acquisitions call and see if I can get another deal under contract today. But OB3, I'm going to set you a reminder for tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., remind me to bring up OB3. And then OB3, you actually have a deal. I'm going to sign that deal. I'm actually going to have my dispo manager pre-market that for me because I just want to make sure that we have everything lined up. Since your guy is a very serious individual, I just want to make sure that we get everything done in the timeline that we said we would. Saeed, we already talked. I'm just waiting to hear back from Harry. He'll let me know if he's interested in that. Let me go ahead and check this out. So I'm going to call right now.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Good.
I was just calling you back about these, let's see, you sent me a number of different addresses here. So these are multi and single families?
They're all multifamily. Yeah. The Harbor one is that one we talked about before. It's like an 8-unit. And then Court is a triplex. And then the others are duplexes.
Got it. Okay. And do you want me to just kind of determine what prices work for this, or do you have asking prices in mind?
If you kind of Zillow it,
they're somewhat close on most of them, except for the 8 unit, right? That's kind of a weird building. So
Got
that
it.
one we probably need we bought it for $650, and we put like 200 grand in renovating everything, and then it has a new sewer system and it's got a bunch of new stuff in it. So that one we probably need like 925 to 950. If we were gonna list it, we'd list it like at $1 million.
Got it. Okay.
But something like 950, 925 lowest probably on that one would work.
And that 3782 that you guys have coming in, is that fully occupied?
I believe so. What do you say? It should be more like, no, it might not be. We used to have all 8 units rented at close to 1,000, so it should be close to $8,000 on that one.
Oh, this must be the mortgage. It says rent/mortgage.
Yeah. That's the mortgage.
Oh, I see. And then you sent me rents here for these, so I'll take it. So Harbor Avenue.
Yeah, there's all the rents.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you sent.
Yeah, with the property management, there's sometimes people are leaving and people are coming and going, all sorts of stuff. But yeah.
Okay, got it. So it looks like 7 out of 8 are rented because we have it goes 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you probably just don't have unit 3 rented.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
She's always got stuff going on where she's listing one or someone's moving out or something.
Got it. And then I see Maida Street, 2 leases, Court Street 3, 7 leases. Okay, perfect. Well, let me go ahead and get back to you with the offers. The way that the offers are going to work, I'll start with the 8 unit is take over the debt that we have, whatever that debt is on the 3782, the monthly payment, whatever that's tied to, and then make you payments for the remaining amount and then give you a 10% down payment on your asking price.
Yeah, that one also has it's a pretty rare product that we locked in back when rates were amazing. I think it's like a 5.25 or something, a 30-year fixed loan.
Oh, perfect. All right, let me go ahead and get to work here. Is it okay if I text these over?
Yeah, did you see the group text? Search my number with the group text, and I copied my business partner, Steven, yesterday to you.
I see it.
Same screenshots. Yeah.
Perfect.
Just send everything on there. That'd be cool.
Excellent. Will do. Thanks so much for your time. Talk soon.
All right. Thanks.
Bye. Okay, so we'll spend some time doing that tomorrow, but I'm also going to make one offer on them today. So let's start with the first one. This guy's got a portfolio in Memphis. I believe we're looking at 8 plus 3 plus 2, 13 units in Memphis or so, 13 units. I don't see a link for contracts with the wholesale disclosure. The wholesale disclosure is only needed in Ohio. I can drop the wholesale disclosure in the chat. So this is where did it go? So that's only needed in Ohio. Where's the damn disclosure? If somebody has that, drop it in the chat. It's really just needed for Ohio. I don't know where the hell I put it. Ohio real estate. I don't know where I put it. I'm sorry. Somebody else will drop it in the chat for you. But that's literally just Ohio. That's just Ohio. I have 4 properties to sell. Okay. So this one is 2109 Harbert Avenue. 2109 Harbert Avenue. 2109 Harbert Avenue. Okay. So I think I know exactly what we're going to do with this. He owes $440. The house is in fully renovated condition, he said. $200,000 poured into the property. Looks like they have a monthly payment on this, including taxes and insurance, of $3,782. So he's paying $3,782. I would imagine that includes taxes and insurance. I'm pretty sure that would include taxes and insurance. So if he's paying $3,782 and he's bringing in, let me tally these. So Harbert, I'm going to tally these rents. This is how much it's bringing in. 1095 plus 1050 plus 895 plus 795 plus 750 plus 950 plus 950. And then how many figures is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then let's just add another 1,000 in case the other unit rents out. So it will bring in about $7,500. And they have a monthly mortgage expense of 3,782. So it brings in $7,500 and they're paying 3,782. So here's how we structure this. Bro's looking for 900K. Yeah, I could give him that. I could give him 900. So he actually said 925. We'll do 925. So 925, let's ask him for about, let's see what he says to $80,000 down. I will start with not adding an interest rate onto this, but we may end up having to do that later. So okay. $925,000. $440,000 loan taken over, 441. $441,000 mortgage taken over, $80,000 down, and then that would leave, so 925 minus 441, 925 minus 441 minus 80, 404. $404,000 seller financed over 7 years. The $404,000 is to be seller and is to have payments attached of, what are our monthly payments on this thing? Well, if we're bringing in 75 and we're paying, what was that? 3782. So 75, let's take off, 15%, and then let's go ahead and subtract our 3782. 3782. This is how much we make per month. So I might want to make them payments of $1,250. So if I pay them $1,250, that's how much I get. Multiplied by 12, that's how much I get. Dividing by our total cost of entry, let's say that I sell this individual one for 15. That's 85. Wait. No, that's 95 down. Closing costs will probably be closer to 10. 95, 105. So 105. Yeah, 15% cash on cash. And that's if I sell it for 15. So yeah, I'll offer them $1,250 per month. I ran the rent like this. Rental numbers like this. If 7450 is coming in and I have a 15% expense margin for expenses like vacancy and management, I'm bringing in closer to, what was that? 7,450 times 0.85, 6,300. And then I'll say 3,782 goes towards the mortgage, leaving me with 3,782 $2,500 per month, $2,500 per month coming in, which I'd offer $1,250 per month in payments. And then we'll say on year 7, you'll receive, and what will they receive? They will receive 404 minus 1,250 times 84 months, 105,000. 404 minus 299. Okay. Okay. He sent me more. Should I just bite the bullet and do the rest of his deals really quick? Should I structure the other ones? They're easier. 1020 Maida Street. Yeah, let's just do it. 1020 Maida. Memphis, Tennessee. They owe 130. And they have a mortgage payment on that 130 of 1411. 1411. Okay. Before I do this, I am going to ask the owner. I will ask him about taxes really quickly. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I own in Minnesota. I'm a landlord in Minnesota. I would pick up another. Hey, really quick, the mortgage payments you sent, that's PITI, right?
Yeah, it's everything.
Okay, perfect. Offer 1 for Harbert is in your inbox or in that group chat. I'm texting over the offers for the rest too.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Okay, bye.
Okay, that's offer 1. Let's go ahead and knock out offer 2. This guy has an army of people working for him. I seriously doubt he has an email conversion problem. My biggest problem right now is with my personal properties. I will put myself on the line and I will venture to say that our last closing was within the last 24 hours, but I'll show you guys really quickly here. So I will pull up my bank account on the spot and I'll show you. Okay, so we had 2 closings today. One of the closings was for, so I received 2765, which means that the deal must have been for 7,000 times 0.4. A little less than that. So 2765. So the deal was for about 6,800. So we closed 2 deals today. Guys. I'll show you. The first deal was $6,800. I don't know whose deal that was. If that was yours, let me know. And then the second deal was for $3,450, but that means that it was for actually $9,000 plus. Because if I get $3,450, guys, and it's only 40%, that was probably, well, a little less than that, 8,800. 8,800. Let's find out. 8,700. 8,650. Yeah, that was it. So 2 deals today. First one for 7,000. Second one for 8,650. And I won't just say it. I'll also show it, just so y'all know why we're doing this. This is not a screen recording. This is live right here. These are Fed wires. They are from today. Fed wires are assignment fees that come from title companies, and they are pending because they came in the last 12 hours. And then for TikTok, because I know y'all are important too, I'll also show you. These are the 2 Fed wires that came in. Remember, why so low? Well, our average assignment fee in Hold My Hand Wholesale is going to be between $7,000 and $8,000. So on average, our deals are $7,000 to $8,000. These 2 are $7,000 and $8,000. So this is 8,800. So this one's $8,800. Remember, the student keeps the majority of the profit. So $8,800 here, and this one's about $7,000. So these are my cuts out of $8,000 and $7,000 deals. But we close almost one a day. We close almost one a day here. So check this out, Discord. This is from today. You see that? Remember, I keep 40%. So that's real. That's not a screen recording. And then when was the one before that? Did we close yesterday? We did. We did close yesterday too. Tiny deal yesterday. You see that from yesterday? Come on. That 500. That means it was like a 3K deal or maybe a 2K deal. But yeah, that's 3 deals, 2 days. Anyways, we're structuring offers right now for 2 other deals before I head out. I'm a realtor in Michigan / Detroit. I have a bunch of off-market homes. Let's work. Tahar Hassan, hopefully Tarar Hassan, I think is your name. I will look you up right now. I'm gonna put my phone number in your DMs. I'd love for you to text me some off-market deals in Detroit, man. I'm really interested. Hassan, there you are. There you are. There you are. Hey, my cell phone number is in your DMs, man. Text me. I'd love to look at some deals. Anyways, we got 2 more before I head out. Okay, so this is Maida Street. For this one, I'll offer them $200,000 seller financed. $200,000 seller financed. I have their mortgage on this bad boy. Thanks, Tarar. Appreciate that, dude. Okay. Looking at my next one. They pay $1,411. And it is bringing in, Maida Street is bringing in, nice. 1,300 plus 1,000. What is 1,295 plus 1050? They're bringing in 2,340 and they're paying 1,411. Perfect. Okay, so he pays 1,411 and he's bringing in 2,345. Okay. I might make a cash offer, but I don't think they want that because they bought it for 185 not that long ago. So they probably wouldn't want to lose on this. So that's pretty simple. For Maida, I'll offer to take over this debt. $200,000. $131,000 loan taken over. And then down payment, let's go for 20,000 down. Now what do I think about 20 down? We could do 20 down. I could do 20 down. So that's going to leave an amount to be financed of $49,000 seller financed. I'd finance the 41,000 or 49,000 at or over 7 years at, and we'll do over 6 for them on this. Over 6 years. And let me just do a little math here. So we're going to take off, let's say 15%, and then we'll subtract the 1,441. And then if we pay them $300 a month, that leaves $250 for us. Oh, Said, this is for you. Said, this is for you. Here we go, Said. Hey, man, what you think about that deal?
Hey, well, the numbers are wonky, which is why I stay away from single-family homes. And by wonky, ironically, I'll have to sell it. Well, if I sell it to my typical cash flow buyer that wants a 20% return, I'm actually going to have to sell it for significantly less than what it's worth.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, well, but if I sell it for retail, ironically, it would actually be a pretty fat margin.
What is retail on that, by the way? What'd you determine? Like 110, 120?
Yeah, I comped it at 113.
113. Yeah, that's okay. Perfect.
Yeah, and I kicked out some high outliers too. So, I mean, it's probably, I don't know, at that point, so I want to walk it. I want to go in and see what their TLC means. In the description, it says it needs some TLC. I want to see what, I mean, if it just has to be freaking vacuumed, then
I would imagine it's 15. What do you think?
I mean, I don't really see anything.
Just to anticipate for lies. To anticipate for lies and bullshit.
Lies and bullshit. I mean, if you replace carpets throughout, that's probably $1,500 to $2,000. So if the carpets are absolute shit, and then labor, I don't know if you're allowed to say that online, whatever. Other than that, like I can't tell. I mean, if electric's on, that's good news. If plumbing is on, that's good news. The windows look old. Windows can add up fast. They're like 500 a pop.
Yeah, they're like $7K for all the windows.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it just needs windows, I'm still within budget.
Yeah. So I imagine, you know, maybe you pick it up for like 28, and then maybe we put in 15 worst case, but 5K closing costs. So 33 plus 15 is 48. And then you sell this thing either to one of your investors for 70, 75, make yourself a quick 20, 25, or you list on market, wait a little longer, see if you could make 40.
Right. But the difference is so large that I would probably try to list it on market, because even if I just list it on market for 100, I'm still selling it less than what it's worth and making an extra 20K or 30K.
Right.
20K.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a fix and flip on a single family. I intend to list it below market, and my agent tells me that it could sell over the weekend if it looks really good and it's below market.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, but also I'm spending so much time in Cleveland. I might just pay for like an MLS flat fee thing. Just pay $500 and show up myself.
Yeah, or just take the agent test really quick and list it yourself. But then I guess your brokerage would take some of it.
Yeah. Well, no, literally, you could list something on MLS for like a few $100.
Yeah, flat fee listing services.
Have you ever tried that?
I have not, but I know a ton of people that do.
I have tried it. Oh, you're gonna love this. I got an offer on a property using MLS flat fee services, but it was on Bob's property, and I couldn't sell it because he put a lien on the home.
Oh my god! He's just.
Which, yeah. By the way, within the next week, I'm gonna find out if that lien was dissolved.
Dude, he's the absolute worst.
Oh yeah, you don't even know the half of it. Okay, all right. Well, actually, you've actually really got boned on that. But
well,
anyway.
What do you want to do with this thing? That one's under contract. At 20.
I want to walk it. I want to see
okay,
it.
right. You said that. Okay, let me go ahead and set that up for you right now. And well, let me. I got the wholesaler here. Said, how do we get into the property? You're unmuted now, Said. Try now.
Yes, I can hear you now. Perfect. Basically, I just need to speak to the agent and set up a walk.
Oh.
I can get it done probably today and give you an update tomorrow.
Okay, I'll bring you up and we'll go ahead and tell Harry when to walk, and he's local, so we'll just go ahead and walk that probably tomorrow.
Great.
That works.
Okay, I will bring this guy up tomorrow, Harry, and I'll let you know what access instructions are since it's late over there now.
Sounds good. Keep in mind we are 3 hours ahead, so when you start at 1, it's already gonna be 4.
I know. So we'll Said, maybe I'm gonna give you my cell phone number. Said, can you text me as soon as you find out?
Sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk soon, okay?
What was that?
Talk soon,
Thank you,
okay?
talk soon.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, Said, he's gonna pick that up for sure, dude. You're gonna get a deal off that.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Yeah,
Richard. Appreciate it.
That's great, dude. Good job.
Thank you.
And then, okay, I just sent my offer for Meta. I'm gonna make my offer on the last one here, and then I'm gonna do a giveaway, and then I'm gonna head out. So he sent me one more Harbert Meta. Oh shit, more than one. So Court Avenue is a triplex. 1526 Court Ave, 1526 Court Avenue. Let's check that out really quick. Memphis, Tennessee. Wow, I almost want to buy these for my own portfolio. I might not wholesale these guys. I feel like I'd eat a couple of these. Maybe I'd have the 6 unit. I think I'd buy the 6 unit. That thing's cash flowing really nicely. So Court Ave in Memphis. Let's pull that up, understanding what that balance is on the loan. They bought it for 360. I think 415 is fair for that. They owe 240. So yeah, it's the exact same thing. And okay, so they owe 241. They pay 2,500. So they owe 241 and they pay 2,500. And coming in per month, 950, 1150, 950. 950, 1150, 950. 950 plus 1150 plus 950. Ooh. Yeah, that's hard, man. Man, you're not really cash flowing on that, are you? I will text in this for Court Ave. I'm interested, but it looks like you pay 2,500 and bring in around 3,000. Is that with full occupancy? So I don't know if I can offer on Court Ave because the mortgage is just quite close to the rent on this. So I don't know about that. There's one more and it's Parkway. Meta. And then I couldn't find for Parkway. I couldn't find. Y'all hear that? The lease info. Is that occupied? Okay, we'll just do a giveaway, guys. We'll do a giveaway. Because I'm kind of at a standstill on the other two. So I'll text him and I'll say. So for Parkway and Court, I couldn't find rent info on Parkway. Is Parkway a single family that's unoccupied? And then for Court, I don't know if I can do something with Court unless it can generate more income. It looks like you pay 25 and bring in 3. I don't know if I'd have room to make you monthly payments on that, but I got you good offers for Harbert and Meta, and I'm sure I can do Parkway. I just need to know about rent on that, or if it's vacant, I can estimate rent. So I think Parkway might be a single family. I'll check that really quick. So gosh, I don't even have the address for Parkway. Shit. Okay, we'll have to wait on that. I got to head out, guys. I'm just going to do a quick, I'm going to give away $20 to a random person in the audience. Let's give away $20 to somebody who's in the audience, guys. Honestly, I'm feeling really good about today. I got a yes for a student, $5,000 assignment on that. And I've got 2 others that I'm working on now. And I assigned my one from yesterday for 7,000. So I'm feeling like we're moving along well. Strategies that I see that are working pretty well. These $0 down nice houses off market. Pretty solid. Let's do random trivia generator and give away some gas money for people. Well, that one's pretty easy. This is not the question, guys. I feel like it's too easy. What city is home to the tallest skyscraper? We know that. I'm just looking for a valid one. Some of these are just really random. This is terrible. What color suits are associated with Japanese ninja? And the answer is black. What? I like this one. A little 2000s question. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Who starred in the ringleader of the stunts on Jackass? Who starred as the ringleader? Need the whole name. And that is Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville. So Hayden with the win there. Hayden with the win there. Johnny Knoxville is the correct answer. So you are our recipient. You are our recipient of $20. Let's see if you have sent me a Venmo tag in the. Oh, yes, you have. Hopefully your Venmo has not changed since April 17th when we last sent you money. Hopefully.
No, it's always been the same.
Okay. Giveaway. Sent. Did you get it? In 3, 2, 1. Sent now.
I'm sure. Let me check. Yes, sir. All good.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Well, guys, I'm out of here. I got so nauseous during leg day today, I had to stop, which means that I have to go back to finish. But anyways, we will do this again tomorrow. Let me know if you want more calls or questions or how I can spice up these live streams, guys. We've been doing this for 4 years now. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. I'm going to erase everything on the wheel spin. And I'm going to do new items on the wheel spin. So we will have new items on the wheel spin for y'all shortly here. And yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me. And you may have another live stream after this. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya. Okay. YouTube. Hi, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We got another deal today. We did it again. 2 closings today, 1 closing yesterday, total closings today, $15,000. It's up to you guys. You could participate. You just have to join Hold My Hand Wholesale and then make sure you show up to the live streams. So anyways, guys, I'm heading out. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I will catch you all on the next one.